because of it will people are discovering that they could start doing that, because even if they say we live stream this, but we later say, well, we're going to put it also up there for people to watch it later. If there was a mistake or a glitch or something, if we did the recording, then we could go back and record, do an edit on it and then put it up fixed.
Sure. Yeah, we can kind of have that. The possibilities just are enormous as far as the abilities to all of the camera inputs, all the audio inputs. And some of these might be kind of basic questions, but can you have multiple people talking and things like that, and have that, like a conversation going back and forth?
Sure, and that you can do that easily because each input can be brought up on the mixer at the same time. So if I go back to, I have to TD myself here. Go back to to the audio menu. You'll see that each camera, or each input rather, has audio inputs, embedded audio into the switcher via the HDMI. Then there are 2 mic inputs that can be mic or line that come in. So that's a total of 6 different sources that I can have, and I can turn them all on or off depending on what we need. So you can have this all. Now, the other thing you can do is if it's in a larger place where you can have a separate audio mixer, somebody could do that and then just feed the audio out into these 2 inputs, and then that could be your program output. But either way, you could have multiple people. And then, of course, on the other
this audio will be awful. But let me see if I can figure out what's going on with the nice mic. Did I bump it? It's possible I bumped it. How is everybody? Turn it off. Turn it on. Still nothing. But it says I'm getting it gloriously from here. We go from there. Why don't I do the old unplug it, plug it back in again. Do that. And now, still nothing. Really? Huh. So, right now you're getting dialogue. We're getting sound, but it sounds strange. Yeah. You're getting sound right now because it's coming from up there on my... Oh, let me see if I can change it. It's coming from up here on my Squirrel Cam. But it must be the battery. I guess it could be the battery. I feel like audio 1, that's coming in. Take that out. I don't get anything. I plug it back in again. It's back in. I haven't pressed mute or anything. No. So, that's so weird. Mic 1. Did I plug it in the wrong mic? No, mic 1. Okay. So, it's possible. I guess I need a new battery in there. Let's see what I can do. Alright, this will be fun for everybody. You can watch me, actually, you can just watch me change my mic battery. This will be exciting for everybody. There we go. There we go. Alright, see if this is the issue. Alright, so I've got this really nice mic, which I sort of defaulted to because I was having so much noise on the old USB one. It just doesn't seem to be designed for that. The ATM Mini Pro, which I have right now, it is unbalanced, I believe. So you're taking a balanced sound, going into an unbalanced system, and you pick up a lot of noise. So in order to use this little setup, I've actually had to plug my recorder into a separate power source. Otherwise, you get this weird like hum thing. All right, let me go grab a battery. I'll be back in a sec. Please feel free to talk amongst yourselves. Okay. There we go. Let's see if that's gonna do it. All right. How is everybody? Finally, some sneakers instead of what? Hello, everybody. I'll talk about myself. Please, Buell, go ahead. Feel free to do just that. All right. Let me see if I plug this in. I'm going to turn this off so you don't get a horrible noise while I do it. That's how much I'm caring about you. All right. So that's plugged back in. I've got power. No, it's still nothing from the mic. That is so weird. Is it possible I just have the volume weight in? No, volume is at 100. That is so weird. Oh, audio. Always seems to be audio issues. I guess what I may have to do is reboot this baby. Or no, maybe I should just test to see if I'm getting sound out of that. Ooh, hang on. Okay, let's do this. Let me put this back. This is my weird little configuration here. Do you have audio follow on your mixer? Well, this is the funny thing is I've got a little Zoom H4n, which I love. And I just discovered you can use it as like a USB mic. You can basically use it as a computer mic as well. So I'm gonna try to do this without wrecking everything, which I tend to do a lot of wrecking of things. So I did, I got to tidying. So of course I got to tidying, which meant that I reorganized everything, which means I recabled everything. And of course, in recabling everything, there's always some kind of issues that come up. So let me see what I got here. Oh yeah, I tell you. So what a week I did. Last week I finished up my little stint on Guillermo's new movie, this Nightmare Alley movie. And it's so funny because I've been like waiting 6 months to do this thing. Like we started working on it, then of course we got shut down for COVID, and then 6 months go by, and I'm like, oh my God, this is never going to happen. And I was just so looking forward to it. And then of course when you come back, it's a weird kind of not a letdown, but it's just you've been waiting 6 months for this stuff, right? Yeah, the H4n is brilliant. I gotta say, I freaking love it. It's mic one. Mic one is off. Mic one is on, and I still am getting nothing from it. You little beast, you devil. All right, let's see if I can just turn it off and start it back up again. See if it'll do that. Come on. Oh, it doesn't like that at all, does it? Maybe let's just unplug it then. So maybe there was something going on. I apologize if there's horrible noises now. I think on is that way. I'm going to go to this. And I should... Oh, did I get something there? Hello? Did I see something? I got a click, but nothing else. How's that then? Nope. Oh my God, this is so annoying. Oh, I can't imagine how annoying it is for you. Gotta be even more annoying for you. So, mic's in, mic's out. Audio's at like 100, so there should be no reason why that. Why don't I go to mic? I'm gonna go to the mic 2 input, see if that makes a difference. Let's see if that works. Yeah, he works better under pressure. So true. Okay, so let's say I turn that off, turn that on. But still nothing. You devil. You beast, you terrible beast. Okay. So, what have I got else plugged in? It's going to be something ridiculously simple. You wait. There's that. That's on. Still nothing from that. Ah, is that a little tiny bit? No, I just get a little blip showing that it tried. This is very frustrating. Just because I've been through this so many times. Yes. Hey, who's that? It just a little. Oh, thank you, Darius Verenian. Who else have I got in here? I should probably check my little mod view, which I do rather love. Now my son's introduced me to that. We may have lousy sound today until I figure this out. What do we got? Users in chat, channel actions. Oh, Saren Cavenstar and Superfan. Oh my gosh, I missed all this. Okay, well, thank you very much, everybody. Moderators, we've got Jack Jasra. Cal is here. Hello, Cal. Hello, Jack. Hello, Ruby K. I don't have to say hi to the Nightbot, do I? Like, I've got a lot of people on today. Holy moly. It has been a while, my friends. Yeah. It's a microphone that torments me instead of the Raven. It's so true, same old Shane. Is that same old Shane? Get out of here. How are you, same old Shane? These are not nearly as exciting as your 3D print chats, I must say. Okay, so audio, what am I doing wrong? What evil silliness do I have going on here? Is it a matter of, do I have to reboot the whole system? That would suck. It would suck so much. Cheryl Cohen's like, oh my God, I just realized my subscription expired. This is the problem. This is what happens when I disappear for a week. Okay, can I? That's muted. I'm hearing from here. I don't need to hear from here, which is just irritating. So why don't I do this, and now I can just pay slightly more. Ooh, that's bad. That's really bad. So why is that? That's interesting. So why did it go crazy? Audio IF. You know what it is? I know what it is. There's a menu setting that always resets called monitor on or off. And because we're using the monitor, is that it? Hang on. Oh, I love it when a plan comes together. Okay, so let me try this. I'm gonna turn off this. Can you now hear me? How's that? Are you getting? There you go. Isn't that nice? Isn't that much nicer? A little low, but it's a little low. Okay, so I can definitely bring it up. Okay, there you go. How about that? Is that better? There it is. I can bring it up. No echo. Nice. Much cleaner though. I think so. Ooh, and now I can do all this kind of stuff that Cal loves so much. Oh, delicious coffee. That was for you, Cal. Stargate ASMR, indeed. So, did you notice something a little different about my the webcam, about my Stargate webcam? It's actually on. I wonder if I could actually pull my. Oh God, I'm going to destroy everything by doing this, aren't I? But I'm going to try it anyways because it's one of those days. I'm going to pull this out so you can have a look. And if I haven't cabled these in too much, you can sort of see. Can you see? So there is my. It's my Stargate Squirrel Cam. See if I could just zoom in on that for you. So the Stargate Squirrel Cam, which is, I felt it had been neglected for too long. So what I've done is I've attached it to this robotic arm. Then I've got the GoPro on there. I just don't have quite enough cable. I'll probably kill this by doing this. You wait. So basically, little lighting there. So you got a little lighting on the actual Stargate. So see what I've done. So there's a little bit of light on the Stargate. There was. I'll have to adjust that. Okay, so that are the evil plans that I've been up to of late. Let me just sit that out now. I can zoom back out again. You do not want to see that much of my shirt, I don't think. And I need to adjust the light on this, don't I? I'm not quite getting the light that I want. Oh, I see. Because the light died. Oh, maybe there's a timeout on it or something. I had it perfectly set up so that you could just go. You get a little kick of light off that. I was doing a little bit of Stargate lighting. There you go. Look at that, huh? All for your viewing pleasure. Okay, I promise I'll pay attention to you all in a second. I just have to get that set up. I'm also a little bit better organized, so I've got my cables. I've got my cables all sorted out, and I'm learning how to use this ATM Mini Pro. Which I don't know, can I lift it up high enough for you to see? You know what? I'm not going to do that. Because I know what's going to happen. It's going to be like, and all the cables are going to come out, and then I'm going to be back where I was before. So I've collected all of the level 1 emotes. Well, thank you, whoever allowed that to happen. I like this whole mod view thing, but I'm curious to see, is there a way to sort of like have things like follows and stuff show up? That would be kind of better for me. Okay, where can we get a gate? Nice. Purple, my favorite color. Oh, is it purple to you? That's interesting. Is it purple? It's sort of purpley because it's got the, you know what it is? There's a really nice kick off the LEDs. The LEDs have a nice little kick, and then it hits this silver Prusa. Is it Prusa? No, actually, you know what? This is, I think, the Amazon Basic stuff. But it's the Amazon Basic Silver, so it just kicks up the color a little. It's quite nice. At the moment, Mike ass to mouth. Someone is taking the piss. What? At the moment, Mike's ass to mouth. What? What? Is the sound terrible? In high school, one of our video production class assignments was doing a TV intro. I did Stargate, SG-1. Oh, nice. Before Atlantis. Very good. Hello, and welcome to Stargate Atlantis. What previously on Stargate Atlantis. That was what we used to have to do all the time. Judeo. I love the PC in the background. Welcome to the PCMR, Dr. McKay. Yes, I've done a lot of builds in my time. Back in my 20s, I guess 20s, early 30s, I was doing a lot of builds, and I even thought I would just like quit acting and go straight into IT stuff. I had a hard. I was always a little bit ahead of the curve, which means you're behind. Basically, if you're too early, you're too late. I wanted to do data recovery. I was obsessed with data recovery. I went to a border once, and the guy said, I guess this was early days for laptops. They said, "What's that? What is that computer? What's it worth?" And I said, $1 million. He's like, $1 million. I said, yes, because of all the writing on it, because I had written scripts and stuff. So, and I was a pretentious little jerk. Oh man, was I a pretentious little jerk. Anyway, but the point was that the data on the computer I felt was far more valuable than the PC itself. So, big flies. I'll have to catch them and put them under the microscope. There you go. Oh. We don't need a squirrel cam. We need like a fly cam now. I had the basement door open for a while because I wanted to get a little air down here. It gets a little stuffy here in my basement, and especially if I'm running around swearing and screaming and bashing my fingers with nails and gluing myself to desks and that kind of stuff. I had the hot glue out. I had the hot glue out, the drill guns, the drills. I even had a saw out to cut down I wanted to cut down the ramp on the Stargate so that it wasn't as much weight for that robotic arm to hold, because it's a lousy little robotic arm. I'm sorry, not lousy. It's a great little toy for kids to play with, but as a functional robotic arm, it's not it's not the best. Even though I've got them everywhere. I've got one there. I've got one glued to the ceiling up here. I was going to try to see if I could give you some other views on things too. Actually, now I think about it, I had a little system that I had set up that I thought might work for sort of sharing other views on things. So let me see if I can do this. Full screen preview. I could do that, and then I think I could just move that over. This is the exciting. I'm trying to just. I want to give the kids a little bit of extra stuff to play with, and like just like some different views and stuff, because it's a lot to have them pay attention as long as they do. I'm amazed that they stay. I'm actually truly amazed that they stay interested for the time they do. That's the Tech Bandits folks. Okay, windowed projector. There you go. So if I take that windowed projector and I drag that onto this screen, that should make it available to you in a moment. Oh, I'm getting it. I'm slowly getting this ATN mini thing sorted out. In fact, it reminds me I've got to get back to Black Magic, the guys who make this, because they got in touch, which I just thought was kind of cool, just to say like, hey, I heard you got the ATM Mini. What do you think? And do you like it? And okay, so this is the fan cave cam. No, I want this one for that then. Okay, so I've got an overhead one now. I've got a biocam one, which is looking a little empty right now. I'll show you because. Okay, let me see if I can do this. Can I do this? I can. Well, check this out. Okay, if I go to camera 3, go into camera 3. Here we go. We're previewed and we're going live. There you go. So that is camera 3. So that is the CNC. This is a little Sane Smart CNC that I have, which is, can I get really fancy? What if I do picture in picture? Does that work? If I go picture in picture, does that come on? No, damn it. Never mind. So, because then you could actually be watching me as well. But anyway, so the idea there is on the right-hand side there's a CNC. I just built this acrylic case for it. So that takes down the sound, the dust, and then the other thing I've got going here, which I think you'll like, is and then I've got my this is the ceiling cam. So if I go, hello, that's the ceiling cam that is also on another one of these robotic arms as well, right? So I can move it around a bit. There you go. You get a better view. There you go. Much better view of the way better view of the PC now. All right, so if I go back to that, I should get that. Yay! Oh my gosh, I've got this sorted out. I've actually got this sorted out. It's kind of exciting. Okay, so now let me go back to my little chitty chat so I can see what's going on. Okay, so I love the piece of the here we go. What do we got? So we've had to slow down the chat already because I'm talking too much. How is that roller chair on those puzzle mats? Terrible. Frickin' awful. It's like trying to wade through molasses. And yeah, I've got to figure something out with the chairs and stuff. To be honest, I try not to sit. I try to do the standing desk stuff. But I just had it's just been a kind of a lousy week of early mornings, and I mean, it's like I was getting up really early for the Guillermo movie, and then as of Thursday, I'm on this other show, and that is a 4:30 pickup. So at 4:30, I'm going to stagger out of my front door, and someone's going to take me to the middle of nowhere where I'm going to scream at people for a little while and then go home. Get one of those plastic floor protectors. I hate them though. I get it. Squat NYC, I totally get it. You're right. I should get one. But I just hate them. I did a film a million years ago called Pin, and they had plastic on all the furniture, and it reminded me of, there was just like this, something about like clear plastic on the floor. Blech. Is it fair to say that Michael Dorn was the first guy to use a standing desk? Interesting techniques. A good point. David, you're going to participate in Linus Tech Tips Asus ROG Rig Reboot 2020 for the chance to win a brand new gaming PC and finally get rid of the Apple? Maybe do a video being Rodney stuck with old tech? What? Offset, I got to check that out. So you can win one? I don't know if they'd give one to me, would they? I feel like there's probably more needy people out there than I. I should pay for my own damn PCs. It's 4:40 a.m. there. Still can't sleep. Oh, God, New Zealand stumpy tech. That sucks. Yeah, insomnia is just awful. Exercise, honestly, it's the only thing that does it for me. Like Jane's got me doing yoga again because we just weren't sleeping. And my God, did I sleep last night? Because I did the yoga and then I went and I did the dog walk for like 40 minutes of walking around with the dog. It's all supposed to help. I just find exercise the only way to get to sleep. What do we got? Cal, thank you so much. All of you moderator folks, thank you for this, because I obviously can't keep track of everything. Hey, I'm first time here, and it's so cool that you spend time with us. Thank you so much. You made my day. Oh my God, Mr. Otero. I do this all the time. Like, honestly, I didn't do it last week because I was filming, and next week, I think I'm okay. I think I'm filming like Thursdays for some reason. They've got this like, they seem to like to start the week there, and their work week on this new show is Thursdays. So I'm doing Thursdays, which of course sucks for me prepping for Tech Bandits or anything. But I'll figure something out. Don't thank me; it makes me feel dirty. Happy birthday! When is your birthday, Cal? It's like sometime soon, isn't it? I think it's Cal's birthday sometime soon. Oh, COVID. Hey, Alexa, set fan cave lights to red. Did it work? Alexa?
Did you mean Baz lights?
No, fan cave lights.
Sorry, I didn't find.
You killed the joke. Alexa killed the joke. Alexa, set fan cave lights to red. There you go. I need COVID lighting. If I'm going to sneeze like that, I need COVID lighting. You can't even see it anyways. It's not wide enough to see what's going on. I've got a little monitor down here. That's why I keep looking down. But isn't that cool? I got a little monitor that shows what I'm like doing with the ATM Mini Pro, right? Oh, I should move it back because it's all that focus thing, right? So if you see that, yeah. So I've got a little window that shows me all the different cameras that I can cut to. And then if I want to, I could just say, oh, let me just show me what I'm showing live right now. And then it'll just switch to that. So I could go, oh, okay, there you go. That's what I'm doing right now. Or as I prefer it, I like having the multi-camera thing because it makes me feel like a total, it feels like I have like some kind of cool surveillance system in the house. That's how I roll. All right. I don't have headphones in today, David. You activated the Alexa on the counter behind me. Sorry. I mean Amazon device. All right, David. You see, after you left Saturday, Barnacles left your picture up frozen between him and Ox. It was pretty funny. Oh, good. Okay, good. Well, I'm glad they could mock and deride me even after I was gone. How long did they stream for after that? That's why I'm happy I have Google at home. Hey, Google, set lights to red. Sorry, I'm equal opportunity pest. What, an hour? They did another hour. Well done, go. Okay, right. Well done. And Gopher Boy, you were there for the whole thing. About an hour. It's right. So it's on YouTube. You should have a look. All right, fine. I better go check, see what they're doing. I gotta say, I freaking love hanging out with them. Tech Talk. Yeah. So this is Barnacles, who is like my geek brother from another mother. Like basically, we just got along like a house on fire as soon as we met. There's a few people like that who I've never met who I hadn't met in person. I haven't met Barnacles in person. I will. The other one was Aaron Rabinowitz from Red Giant, who we got along. We just geeked out together at exactly like there's a certain frequency of nerddom sometimes that just clicks in very, very well. Same old Shane, another good example actually. I got a both. Searching for what you went flying by. What do we got? And James Gurney. I was pulling up my hair listening to those streams. So much half wrong biology things. Oh, were there, James? What did we screw up? I didn't get a chance to jump in on a lot of that stuff. I got both, and now both are searching for red lights. Sorry, Shane. Am I? I'm not really. When is Cal's birthday? Everyone asked Cal when her birthday is, would they? Sniperclism. I love Barnacles. Barnacles is fantastic. So Barnacles basically invited me to do a stream once, and I never left. I'm like, it's like my joke about Stargate. When they started Stargate Atlantis, I said they were gonna find me like in a like an attic crawl space stealing sandwiches during their shooting because I just would refuse to leave. Entertained JD, thank you very much. Look at that, people subscribing just to watch me, butcher streaming. Man, that fly is huge. I wish if I could get that under the microscope, that'd be so cool. To figure out, I need like a little net. I should make a little net cloth thing that I could use to just catch flies. I've got this really cool little microscope set up again. So once again, if I turn this on, let's see if I can show you that. What have I set that up as? Probably camera 2, I'm guessing. Let's have a look. Let me just check. Okay, so I've got a little camera 2 thing here. I'll put something underneath it so you've got something cool to look at. That's not that cool. That's something cooler. Come on, something you can at least identify. Maybe like a little, here we go. So anyway, point being is I can go to camera 2 now, and there you go. And I've got this little camera here. Again, the advantage of this is that I just grab spiders and stuff and then throw it under there for the kids to look at during Tech Bandits. It just adds another little element to things. That's all. And I love pressing the buttons. I love pressing all the buttons. It's a bit like being back on Stargate again. I get to press all the buttons. What the heck is that? Oh, I've already got popcorn in my ATM Mini Pro. I guess while I was setting up yesterday, I was eating a bit of little caramel popcorn, I guess someone got in there. I love your streaming. It makes me feel less isolated. Oh, Cheryl Cohen. Well, that's good. I enjoy being isolated. Okay, can I rant for a second? I'm going to do a little rant for a second. So Toronto is about to hit 500 new cases a day. Admittedly, we're doing more testing, but I am kind of freaked out because there are lineups around the hospital, like twice around the hospital to get testing. And if you're sick at school, if you feel sick and you don't come into school, you're not allowed back unless you've been tested. So of course, there's a huge lineup. But I'm struggling to understand how, after 6 months of this, and knowing we were coming in for a second wave, knowing that we were going to have kids going back to school, knowing that the requirements for being in school was a clear bill of health, I don't understand why there are 4+ hour lineups for COVID tests in Toronto. And what's even more frustrating to me is that, not frustrating to me, but frustrating in general, is that I'm getting tested every other day on set. I'm getting 24-hour turnaround on the tests, and they're mandatory. Like I have to do them. So when I was on the Guillermo movie, it was so much fun. A little warm. My heart grows a little bit like Grinch's. It grows like 10 times every time I mention it. But they were testing us basically every other day, like 3 times a week. And you had to have a clear bill of health before I was like, it's like, where's that Stargate now? Oh, he's living in his basement of flies. It's basically, he's given up and he's now just surrounded by flies and cameras. it's just, I'm sorry. That's a fun image. What is the point of this? I've had so much coffee. I need more though. I think it just seems wrong to me that if you have enough money, you can get turnaround on these tests very quickly. If you don't, you're waiting 4 hours, and it's a 72-hour. So basically, if your kid is home with the sniffles on a Monday, they ain't going to school again until basically the next week. If you're lucky enough to get the test, because the other thing is people are lining up for 4 hours and not getting in. Like it's like, oh, come back tomorrow. It just seems insane to me that we've known this was coming. This is not a surprise in any way. And then it's like, I don't know, test the movie stars, but don't test the people who need to keep the world rolling. You know what I mean? Wait a sec. Cal, are you being stalked? Google knows best. It's true. Did somebody find how? Okay, wait a sec. So Cal's birthday is September the 30th. Okay, thank you, Offset. And how did you find it on Google? Wait a sec, Cal. Is it because you used to stream? Is that why your information's up there? Yes, I've cut down on my coffee. Only 2 pots a day. I'm like 2 pots an hour. Try the UK. You just cannot get a test for love nor money. Really. I mean, and this is the problem though. Is it's like I feel like the only way we can truly like manage this thing is if we get testing, right? I mean, James, I don't want to rope you in if you don't want to be roped in, but the sense I get is that without testing, there's just no way to really contain this thing, because if you don't know who's got it, there's no way to know how to contain it. And Offset's birthday is the 26th. Here, and JC Slicer. Hello, JC Slicer. What's JC Slicer up to? I'm currently supervising my kids for their online learning, 3D printing, some rover parts, watching one of my favorite TV actors. It's a good afternoon. Oh, very good. Who's your favorite TV actor? Nick Baring, very good. Good taste in Twitch, I say. What do we got? JCS says birthday. My daughter's going for a test as I type this. Her roomie came up positive last week. Shit. Really? I mean, this is it. And then if she's got it, she's out of commission for 2 weeks, which to me is like a dream come true. But the idea of just being locked at home with my kid for another 2 weeks, I love it. But my wife is going crazy. I guess still limitation of supply and demand. No replicators yet. We need replicators. It's true. I mean, good replicators. I'm puzzled. Maybe it's on Twitter. But Cal, I don't even like. I mean, I might know how to track you down better potentially. I hadn't thought to do the whole thing, but you are correct. Without testing, we are flying blind. There you go. And James, what did we get wrong? I want to know what we got wrong on the Tech Talk show. My doctor says I can only drink half a cup of coffee, so I still finish the pot just half a cup at a time. Well played, Lincoln S. Stern. Well played, sir. My anxiety is super high for it. Can't wait. Can't see a lot of my friends. It's very difficult. I think even if you didn't have anxiety issues before, you certainly have them now after all this stuff, I gotta say. I don't need my headphones. What am I doing? I don't need my headphones. So wait a second, as long as I don't put my headphones, no, I need to put the volume, that was the problem. If I put the volume down here, the problem was I think I unplugged my headphones and I still had the volume up. Okay, so you'll have to scream at me if things go wrong, but I think I should be able to still hear you without these wretched things on. And I have such tiny, sensitive ears. I don't like to have my headphones on if I don't need to. All right. Of course, now I've messed up my hair. Oh my God, what will I do? Okay. The UK, lucky to get a test on Friday. There was a new test center to open that day and got the results the next day. Yeah, I mean, this is what they should have by now, right? I mean, it's crazy that they don't. Yeah, we need to start. It's true. Let's go with the Star Trek replicators, not the Stargate ones. I think that's very smart. Isn't Bill Gates working on replicators and nanites? I hope so. Best breakfast quote. What? Best breakfast club quote. Can't speak today for some reason. Words are hard. First, greetings from Cyprus. Well, thank you, Chrissy H. Cyprus, I've never been to Cyprus. And second, in Slovenia, it's where I moved from to here now. We are able to get tested basically the next day. Got the test back the same day. It's so weird how long it takes for you guys. We have Canada has no excuse, frankly. America has a ridiculously huge population, so that could have something to do with it. Hey, it's David Blue. Your hair is 95% less crazy than mine, my friend. Promise. Oh, very good. David, have you not had a chance to do any haircuts in the last little while? I like literally the only reason I have a haircut is because they had to do it for Nightmare Alley. So I come in, but the issue with the hair for me was as soon as we opened up here, it's like, oh my God, what Canadian actor is not working right now? Great, fine, hire him. I have great respect for my own work. So I got this series, like a 6-episode arc on a series, and they're like, oh great, it's fantastic, you look perfect, you're all shaggy in the hair, so that's great, keep that. I was like, here's the problem. I can't, because 6 months ago I started on this show, and I have to be in continuity for it. So they had to cut. So the poor hair guy, who you'd think, like, part of the joy of doing hair on set is actually being able to is to play, is to be able to go like, oh, what am I going to do with this character? How will I design this character's hair? All this kind of stuff. I walked in with a bunch of photos and said, I have to have it exactly like this. And they're like, the mustache too? I was like, yeah, mustache too. So the only real creative part he got to do was he said, okay, we'll tell you what. We are not going to darken the mustache. I was like, great, perfect. But that's done now. So I imagine they can have a little more freedom to watch my hair grow slightly longer. Of course, if I'm getting up at 4:30 in the morning, as I am on Friday, then no one's going to want to be anywhere near me because I'll freaking murder people. It's too freaking early for me. Anyways, all right. So, David, you're still down in La La Land, right? David, you're still in La La Land, and you are they shooting anything down there? I'm assuming they're not, right? I'm assuming they haven't started up yet there. Karem is back from dinner. Fantastic. Made sweet and... Oh, I love sweet and sour chicken. Last night was amazing. Eating leftovers tonight. Yeah, sometimes the leftovers taste better, don't you find? Because you haven't had to do all the work. It's almost like a free... I feel like there's an element of like, I got this for nothing that makes it taste better. Ontario didn't account for the Labor Day weekend very well, to be honest, because everyone was probably like, oh, I'll just get tested after Labor Day, which multiplies to everyone. Yeah, this is the funny thing is I feel like we knew this was coming. Like we knew, I cannot imagine how many warnings we need to get before we step up. And we have a perfect example of what can go wrong in numerous countries around the world. We've seen it happen. And yet I feel like we are sort of like wandering around like, COVID, we're Canadian. Everything's working out for us. And I'm terrified that that we haven't prepared for it. I'm terrified that we have just fluked into the lower numbers that we've got, and there's been a little bit more sort of action taken to prevent than other places. But I'm really worried. It's a fake border between U.S. and Canada, and the U.S. situation is pretty dire in a lot of places. So, I'm really worried that Canada is terrible about this sort of like there's this sort of anti-American kind of oh, we're so much better. The things like that could never happen in Canada. And I the joke is financially is when America when America sneezes, Canada catches the flu. It's like that's the joke about finances. I'm a little worried when it comes to sort of viruses. All right, I missed David's stuff. Where are we going? Do you hear that new Stargate is looking real good? Night Stalker, I don't know. I don't mean to get irritated or grumpy about it, but the reality is I hear this so often. The number of times I hear people making these sort of mysterious little announcements. If Stargate could go again, fantastic. You know, I would love it to happen, but I would love to see something official, and I'd love to see something actually happen. Because it does feel like it's been off the air forever. I feel like at this point it's been so long they should just relaunch it basically at this point, because relaunch it in a way that you could maybe bring some of the characters back once in a while, or just do Stargate McKay, or Eli McKay, that kind of thing. Sorry, because Dave's here as well. I should probably throw that in. But mainly Stargate McKay. I hear it so often, and it's always completely not backed up by anything. It's always like, I feel like on a whim, people throw these things out there just to get a little bit of a buzz happening, and I'll believe it when I see it. How's that? What do we got? I should convince Sheila to play some D&D. I know. I almost got hooked with the Stargate, but yeah. I didn't get my second hit soon enough. It's so true. It's so true, James. I just feel like it's just been... The logistics of organizing it have been far too much for me. I owe another email back to the Stargate RPG folks because I know they want to do another one. And David, you should be playing that as well, for sure. Stargate McKay, yeah. See, I'm telling you, it's perfect. And then I can have like Eli, the little Ellie sidekick type thing. I'm totally teasing, just so we know. Repost, totally unrelated, but are you still friends with Joe Flanagan or anyone else from the Atlantis or Stargate SG-1? I'm friends when I see them. Honestly, everyone except Jason. Jason's not speaking to me. He's very mad at me. He's very mad at me because we made a bad movie together. But yeah, everyone else, I feel like when I see them, we chat. It's great. It's not, our lives are so completely different. I mean, perhaps...
Take a break. Stand up and stretch your
No,
legs.
I will not. I've been walking around all morning. Amazon device.
What did Han Solo say to Luke Skywalker?
What did Han Solo say to Luke Skywalker when what?
May the forks be with you.
May the forks be with you. That's very clever. Well done. Baz, for some reason, programmed our Alexa device. No, sorry, our Amazon device to tell bad dad jokes at lunchtime for some reason. I think if you're not living in the same city, it is very difficult to sort of maintain that kind of friendship. When we were in Vancouver, I saw a lot of people who were also in Vancouver all the time. So, but now that we're all in various different places, it's tough. Nickel, whenever David Nickel's in town, he comes by, and we sort of hang out and have coffee and stuff. But McKay and Ellie, that's right. Is it Ellie? Eli? I get it. I'm not. Yeah, it's been too long. The new buddy cop comedy. It's the sci-fi buddy cop comedy, and we could do every episode would be like different body swapping things, like with comic disastrous effects. All right, Darkest Night says, has SGU been thought about a relaunch yet? They all been okay. All right, blanket statement on relaunching of Stargate, because this is something that comes up all the time. Yes, there have been many, many discussions about relaunching. I would love to do it if I could. And there was some discussion about McKay sort of showing up a bit more had SGU continued. But again, that could have been negotiating tactics. That could have been, who knows, the reasons why they make these things. They make these comments on how it's going to unfold. So I would love to be part of it. I'd love to do it. Honestly, there's nothing concrete right now that I'm aware of, and if there is, it's top secret and nobody's talking about it. But I have heard a couple of little things of late, but there's nothing to follow up. It hasn't gone anywhere. I will legit Dungeon Master a D&D one shot for you and Neil Grayson and others anytime, my brother. Wow. Actually, David Blue, James Gurney is really good at that stuff too. So maybe we could even get James to do it, and then we could all be characters and actually work together as opposed to against each other. MGM's just no stuff's given, sadly. The whole SGC thing, I paid money for it to last 12 months, I think. They are, Night Stalker, I'm with you. MGM sucks on this stuff. They just, I don't understand how they could blow it so badly. One of my biggest complaints also was merchandise. I was like, look at all the cool merchandise there is out for Firefly, for Star Trek, for God, all sorts of things. I mean, just like Stranger Things. All these so many cool merchandising opportunities there. Like I want cool Stargate T-shirts. I want school. I'd rather not have mugs that I think I have one somewhere. The mugs they gave out you couldn't drink out of because they were toxic. I mean, it's just ridiculous. I gotta say though, they were absolutely lovely. Everyone I worked with at MGM were just like some of the nicest people I've ever worked with. But they were all working out of boxes because they were the whole studio was in flux the entire time. It's amazing they make any Bond movies at all. I gotta say. Wait a second. Are you, David? You hurt yourself? What have you done? Saw you, so you want to pop in, say hi. I have to run, sadly, but have a blast. All chat soon. Thank you much, David. Lovely to say hi. Thank you for popping by. I shall try to do the same. I shall try to reciprocate at some point. But David, you've hurt yourself. What did you do to yourself? Or what's he done to himself? Can someone let me know what's happened to David Blue? A golden hammer, indeed. Yeah. What is that? Emote. What is that? They should relaunch it 500 years in the future. That'd be fun. We go Stargate. So the Warlock Jason's all over YouTube. Stargate is coming back. LOL. Yeah, I mean, but I feel like this happens every so often. There's like this surge of information. But if they've given you anything, like if they've given you anything specific, as a DM, I will 100% pit you against each other. What? And we'll get them on D&D sooner. D&D sauce sooner or later. I know we really need to, don't we? Are you playing with David, James? If they did do a new Stargate, do you think that they'll move to using virtual sets? I think that'd be amazing. I've told you my idea. I can tell you my pitch one more time. It's called Stargate Academy. It's all new recruits being trained by the old guard. And then and McKay's the headmaster. Just saying. That's what I'm saying. Or headmaster of science or something. I would basically be Snape to the little Hogwarts Stargates. So it would basically be Hogwarts for Stargate, and I get to be Snape. How's that? The more I think about it, the more I like that. My computer is what? My computer or yours? Stargate Team Canada. There you go. You could have Stargate Canada. A tendon injury. They blew it with Bond for years until last year when they decided to make the new one and resign. What? They've resigned Daniel Craig now? But Daniel Craig was complaining about being... I can't believe that Daniel Craig had the nerve to complain about being James Bond. Who the hell doesn't want to be James Bond? I don't care how much hard work and publicity you get from that. You're in Bond you are Bond, for God's sake. I would kill for that. In simple terms, it's his foot. There you go. Needs an injection thing, and it'll take a bunch of time to recover. I'm a mod for him. Oh, Johnny Quiz. Well, thank you for modding for David. That's very nice of you. So a bunch of time to recover. So he needs an injection. Injections in your feet. That's horrible. Does he talk a lot about his feet on stream? I should check that out. They should do something like Star Trek Picard. I totally watch Stargate McKay. You know I would. I would probably be just you and me then, Tom Face. Just you and me and Tom Face watching Stargate McKay. Stargate Academy. Makes me think of Video Game High School. Yeah, exactly. Oh my God. NIF 2. Video Game High School. That's basically kind of not the inspiration, but it's one of the inspirations for it. I also just think there was a great series here called This Can't Be Happening at McDonald Hall. It was Gordon, not Gordon Corman, something like that. Maybe it was Gordon Corman. Yeah, I think it was Gordon Corman. And he used to do these amazing books about like being at a boarding school and all the antics that these two kids would get up to. And I loved them. They were written by like a kid at the time, and he's now grown up because I'm old. But the idea of doing it, that was sort of where it comes from, is my love of those kind of stories where there's kids getting into fun with sort of technology and tricks and outsmarting their teachers and stuff. I just always love that kind of stuff. Yeah, Amanda Tapping is the headmaster. That would be great. Yeah, Amanda Tapping as like Dumbledore, and then RDA could be Dumbledore, couldn't he? Amanda Tapping could be, I don't know. Although Amanda Tapping would make a great Dumbledore, it's true. What do we got? So when did you start filming for the new Jurassic Park? Excited to see you munch on leaves as the lead Stegosaurus. Oh, Cal. Oh, my lovely Cal. Happy birthday to Cal. There was a Stargate prequel web series where everything except the actors were virtualized, just like a Man Tapping Sanctuary series. How was it, by the way? I never saw that. You had to pay for it. You had to buy that Stargate thing. Have they made that available for free now? Is that available for free on their YouTube channel as well now? SG merch. I don't think I've ever really seen any stuff that a superfan didn't make. It's sad when I go into pop stores. I know. That is a travesty. That there is not an official McKay pop figure. I'm shocked, frankly. Roughly every 2 years, Stargate's back. Makes me angry and sad. There you go. You've summed it up beautifully. I get angry and sad about it. I get angry because also I keep getting asked about it. It's like, I don't freaking know. And I feel like if they've got something to say, then, then tell people what's going on at least. Aces McLeod says, sounds more like a MMO video game, Stargate Legacy. He quit. Who quit? Gal in the House. He got injured in every film. What? Who quit? Who quit? Storage Wars Atlantis. Oh my God. I would do a Storage Wars any day. You kidding? I want to do geek trash. I just want to go around finding cool things in the garbage because that's what I do. Most of the stuff in here is a lot of the stuff that I've got here is like garbage trash. Like, I've got old Roombas. I've got old computers, old printers. Most of the motors that I use are all just salvaged from printers, basically just again, you find these beautiful old printers tossed out on the side of the road, just ready to be munched down and destroyed. And they've got all sorts of really cool stuff in it, including some really nice little motors and servos and stuff. So with the Tech Bandits, that's one of the things I get them to do is to pull apart printers, and it's like a treasure trove for them. They like pulling stuff out, going like, "Ooh, what's this? What's that?" So yeah, it's just kind of a really fun way to get them interested in stuff. I should say, by the way, DStat, a huge thanks to DStat for being my patron. What did I say? What is it called? What did I call him? My sponsorship. That's it. It's been so long. My sponsorship level Patreon. Very, very much appreciate that, DStat. Also, all of the Patreons, all of everybody who subscribes here, thank you very much. And of course, everyone who's doing the donations through thetechbandits.com as well. Really, really appreciate it. I have to say thank you. It sounds very official and it sounds a bit businessy, but I want to remind you and myself how much I appreciate that. So, thankfully, I've got a little bit of work right now, so it's helping. But honestly, like, there was no way I could afford to get this cute little basically television studio set up here. I've got a couple of other cameras coming. I'm debating, trying to decide whether I should get the new Hero Pro 9s with detachable lenses and stuff. I want to get some more HDMI, some proper cameras. The USB ones are a bit kludgy because even though this is kind of cool because I can go to multiple cameras. Well, this is actually, so the one you're looking at now, this is actually the tiny cam. That's another thing I couldn't afford. Exactly. So they're basically, you're making these donations are just making this way cooler for me, and hopefully for you as well. So I've got that, and then the ability to do, to get things like the CNC and all these neat little things to play with. It's just, I really, I very much appreciate it. Thank you. All right. I'm so far behind on the chat. I don't even know where to start. Jurassic World is really taking off. Thanks, Cal, for bringing that one to life. I got to say, I really liked, so Aces McLeod saying that Daniel Craig never struck me as Bond personally. I was a big fan of the original Sean Connery. Although they're pretty rapey and racist and sexist and violent and kind of horrible. Those original movies when you go back and see them now. But again, there was a very different generation, so I'm judging them based on now, not back then. Back then, I loved them. But the idea that when they brought Daniel Craig in, I really liked it because I felt that he was closer to Sean Connery in a way. He had an edge to him that I felt that Roger Moore and to some extent Pierce Brosnan, not because, well, I guess it's them, and also there was a certain there was a certain, I don't know, maybe it was just the era of Bond at that point where it just started to get a little bit cheesy for me. Like whereas I really liked how edgy it was when we got back to Daniel Craig, and I think he's a really good actor too. Not to say I don't love Roger Moore and Pierce Brosnan. I mean, God, I was watching Pierce Brosnan on Remington Steele. Remington Steele was like my favorite show on television for a while there. I was ridiculously in love with Stephanie Zimbalist and just wanted to be Pierce Brosnan. I loved that idea so much. In fact, I wrote a show called Murder Mister, which was sort of an ode to Remington Steele, and the idea was there was this guy. It was this guy who wrote. It's such an odd story. I don't know why I came up with it, but it was a cross-dressing detective. And this was back in, again, this is a ways back, maybe before I'd watched RuPaul and before I truly understood what exactly that meant and the different aspects, different sort of perspectives on that stuff. But basically, he was a cross-dressing detective who had been sort of forced out of the force, and it was a story. It was a guy who wrote this imaginary character, and then at his first book signing, this guy shows up in drag and is the character, which is impossible because the guy had written the book from his imagination, and then suddenly there's this actual real person there. So it was just kind of this fun, like, what is going on here? And then they would solve crimes together. So that was the idea. But I don't know why I liked that aspect of it. I just thought it'd be a really fun part of writing. To me, is just coming up with weird little angles on things and seeing how you could explore them. That just seemed like a really fun one to explore. So, an offshoot of Forever Night. Forever Night, God, that was a while ago too. Have you watched Canada's Drag Race? It was pretty good. Oh, was it? So no, we've only seen the American one. We haven't seen the Canadian one yet. Oh, who's just subscribed? Toasted Fart! Yay! Toasted Fart's back. Thank you for the subscription, Toasted Fart. Mr. Green is a joke with David about the things he's saying on Tuesdays. The lag time is so long. Yeah, so true. It is a terrible, 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 terrible lag. How dare you leave out Timothy Dalton? I like Timothy Dalton. Look. I can't. How many? I'm not going to list all of them, Cal. Jesus, Cal. Relax. I've seen all the Bond movies at least once. Oh my God, I've seen them all 1,000 times. I thought Dunkirk was pretty good. Casino Royale, Skyfall, two of the best Bond movies in my opinion. I really enjoyed them. I'm looking forward to the new one. Bond needs to change. Oh, really? The Living Daylights with Duran Duran as the soundtrack? Lord Locke. God, I don't even remember them anymore. I'll have to go back and watch them again. It's been so long. It was a bit different without Rue as the host, but my girlfriend loves it, and I catch myself watching. So, wait a second. Rue doesn't host Canada's... Screw that. It's RuPaul's Drag Race. You can't have RuPaul's Drag Race without RuPaul. Dalton only got cast because Brosnan couldn't get out of his Remington Steele contract. I know! How wild is that? David Niven! Oh my God, remember that? Casino Royale? David Niven, what a classy guy. He wrote a bunch of books, amazing books. The Moon is a Balloon, and there was a follow-up to it. And I remember my father I don't remember my father laughing a lot, but oh my God, when he does a lot more now. He laughs a lot more now. But he was just so stressed. He's a doctor. He's on call all the time. And he had like 1,000 kids, and me as a son. So, but he used to read those books and just be like crying with laughter. Xenos! Hello, Xenos 76. Remember. What am I remembering? Madonna did a Bond song? Which Bond song did she do, Lord Locke? I always love Bond songs, I gotta say. I mean, almost... I'm trying to think, is there any ones that I didn't like? I don't know if there's any ones that I didn't like. I enjoy the Bond. For some reason, they always choose good Bond theme songs for some reason. God, that's miserably cold. Oh my God, I really am far behind. Holy crap. Sorry, folks. She did Die Another Day. Did she? God, I have to go back and listen to all these things. All right. Is it possible I have this sorted out now? I'm just thinking. I think I've got my stream setup sorted out. I feel like they need to change something now. Interesting. I'm thinking about maybe getting a GoPro for up here. X Wrangler, thank you very much. Another subscription there. Baz will be very thrilled. My coffee's also cold. I might have to run up and get some more coffee. Just top up my coffee. That's been said, I remember it. The most forgettable film song. That's been said, I remember it. Now I remember. Johnny Cruz is like, I remember that song. It's incredibly forgettable. Shirley Bassey. That's all I need in my life. Really? Okay. Fair enough. That's it. Well, I mean, obviously, if she's enough, then why do you need us, Cal? Tech Fiend says, my coffee's hot. Ninja Thermal Carafe. Oh, smart. So happy to see you live. Oh, thank you very much. As opposed to dead. Kasuf 46. I'm glad you could join us. Mr. Clean Tracy says, we will wait. Go, go, go coffee. Oh, thank you. Okay. It means I have to get up. Oh my God, Jane made me do yoga yesterday. Oh. And it was like it wasn't even like a real intense yoga. It was just like a let's get stretched and ready to go type thing. Well, that was it for me. I could barely move. All right, I'll be back in a sec. What do I do? Wait a second. Is there something I could do? Ooh, could I do? Wait, if I do. Ooh, here's an idea. Wait a second. If I put. Let me try something here. I could lie this like right there. It's going to be upside down, isn't it? So if I put it like this. All right, check this out. What if I do this? What if I do this? I'll put this up. What number is that? Let's go to camera 3. I'll be back in 1 second. All right, here we go. Did that work? Yeah, there you go. Okay, so I'll be right back. In fact, I could turn my audio off. All right, so please feel free to talk amongst yourselves. Caribou Coffee should be sponsoring streamers. Oh my God, coffee. Actually, you know what? It's true. There should be coffee. I would totally do a coffee subscription there. All right, I'm supposed to go. I'm supposed to go get coffee. All right, I'll be back in a sec. Bye. This is me leaving. This is me going for coffee. Bye.
So, pop water. I went for bread too, I thought. Okay. Now, you've got the sound in here, so you should still be hearing me, right? You're hearing, right? I'm checking the chat. I touched nothing. No, we can't hear you. Really? Oh my God, that'd be really funny if yeah, that'd be a really good joke. Fresh bread, folks. Fresh bread. I'm still obsessed with making bread. Okay. So, Earl Grey. No. Earl Grey's too fruity for me. It's got too much of a, there's too much of a perfumey taste to it. I like my coffee. For bread? Oh my God. I'll give you the bread recipe that I use. It's the easiest thing in the world. Like, I don't know how you screw it up. I have. I just don't know how you do that. New York Times. It's a New York Times. No need. It's the needless bread, as I call it. Needless bread. Okay, I'm going to copy this link address. I'm going to paste it in here. Here you go, crazy peoples. There you go. So that is the New York Times no need bread. It is so good. It's so easy. I'll tell you what I really like, though, is, wait a sec, that means no yeast. No, there's yeast. There's still yeast. You don't have to need it. So, well, then your wife has very, very good taste, is all I'm going to say. Shot NYC says that his wife is also using the same recipe. It's great. It's just so good. Have to stop making bread and we all put on 20 pounds. Oh my God. Now, I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say this, but let's just say I was working on something. 6 months can change the way you look a lot. And that causes chaos on set. Just throwing that out there. Pop Mom. Oh, wow. Enter Change AG. Thank you very much. What are you gifting subs? Extraordinary. Everybody, welcome the lovely and talented Pac Mom back to the fold. How are you, Pac Mom? Oh, shake and bake. Well, the frozen loaves, that's fine. You know what I do? There's a place near here that makes these beautiful Spanica pitas and tiro pitas. So that's like spinach and cheese pie, and then just a cheese pie. It's very Greek. That we're in like the Greek town. And I buy the frozen ones of those. I buy sheets of that stuff. It's so great because you throw it in the oven and you get yourself like fresh Greek pastries. It's so good. Bertley is painting the bedroom? What are you doing? Oh, the bathroom. Oh, nice. Okay. Okay. I still find it crazy when Christian Bale went fit in the Nolan trilogy, then to fat American Hustle, then back to fit. That's nuts. Oh my God. Techniques, we've discussed this before. If you are making a movie of those kind of scales, you can hire people who will just hand you the right foods to eat all the time. So basically, I'm not saying it's not hard, but if I had someone there constantly bothering me about what I'm eating, like handing me watermelon and then telling me to go and do 50 push-ups and all kind of stuff, I think you could do that. Like, I don't think it's necessarily healthy, and I think that there are some actors who choose not to. But in the most case, with someone like Christian Bale, you're getting paid so much money, and that part of the cost of doing your job could be to do that, as opposed to me, who at the end of one season gets trapped underground and comes out 20 pounds heavier. Like, obviously I was trapped in a room of sandwiches. What we got here? What else is going on? Christian Bale, not normal. God, such a good actor though. Really? Skytex. There was twice I was supposed to be on The Expanse. Both times I got screwed up. One of them was there was like a weird mix up with the casting, and they're like, oh, it's a recurring part, and I was like, it's not a recurring part. Like, no, it's a possible reoccurring part. I was like, I know it's not a possible reoccurring part because I read the book and I know what happens to him and I know where you are in the story. So, and it was just, I got very angry because I was like, don't lie to people about what's going on or to get them in a show. Like, just tell them what the deal is. Like, you know. Anyway, so that was kind of a screw up on that. So I didn't end up doing that one, but I did a couple of really fun auditions. I should find the auditions for them. I wonder if I'd be allowed to post the auditions. It'd be kind of fun, wouldn't it? Just like to see, like, go look over like the old auditions and say like, oh God, remember who did that? That was great. Here's my take on it, type thing. There's a lot of Star Trek being shot here now. A lot. I don't know whether it's actually back up and running or not, but yeah, I'm practicing my chewing skills as a Stegosaurus, Cal. Oh, you know what, Cal? This is for you. Here you go. Oh, thank you, Clyde the Frog. Wow, Clyde the Frog. Maybe just a little coffee now, too. You're welcome, Cal. Happy birthday. All right. What else is going on? Oh, no. Scully, you not a fan either? You're not... Cal and I need a show. Cal and I need a show together because I think we'd be like Waldorf and Statler, me and Cal. And then, you know, like Jack Jasser would be like a happy kind of, like, what would he be? I was going to say Kermit the Frog, but that's probably more Baz's role. Now I need a couple of slices of that, but yeah, see? The problem, you can't really make a sandwich out of this bread because it would be like those like the gobstoppers. You just wouldn't be able to, I don't think you'd be able to chew through that. Yeah, happy birthday, Cal. Every day's Cal's birthday. She loves the attention. Who did I audition for in The Expanse? You want me to tell you? Let me look it up. I'll look it up right now. I can tell you there were a couple of roles that I auditioned for. Maybe even a few. I don't even know. Oh boy. The number of people asking to do podcasts and interviews and stuff right now is insane. So I'm going to apologize to anybody who has asked me. I feel like, you know what? I'm online, like, I try to do Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Often I'll do Sundays or Saturday with a kid. You know, so I feel like I'm kind of done. I don't know what else to talk about. What was I looking for? The Expanse, right? Let's see if it may not even be called The Expanse. Sometimes they come up with these stupid names to hide it so no one knows. Okay. Let's have a look. What parts were they? Nope. Private Eyes. Nope, not that. Why did they bring up that? The Expanse. What was that? The Expanse. Wait a second. Huh. Am I allowed to say this? I'm scared of screwing it up. Okay, you know, before I say this, what season are they in? What season has aired so far? I need to know that. Oh, olive oil. I mean, olive oil and balsamic vinegar on bread. Amazing. Season 4 is out. Up to 4. So you finished 4. You haven't watched the newest season yet, but you've Wrangler X, grab a coffee. This is a meet and greet. It is kind of, isn't it? Is 4 out? Plug's ears? No. 5 is on Prime. No, 5 is on Prime. Okay, so I can tell you. I can tell you the part. I don't want to say that. So one of the parts I went in for was Aram Lee, who was God, who was he? Who was Aram Lee? He was a Martian, a Navy corporal. A Navy corporal called Aram Lee. Yeah, I don't even remember if I went in for it or not, but I have the I have the sides and the breakdown. So I think it was one of those ones like, are you available? And then you never hear back. It's usually how it works. There was another one though. Let me see if I can find it. There's a couple of other roles in there that I seem to remember. I seem to remember there being many times that they came up that it came up with the Expanse. There's that Aram Lee. Someone let me know who ended up playing it because I'd be curious to know. I got to also watch the show. It's been so freaking long. Incorporated. Was it before Incorporated? It's possible, I guess. The Expanse. Here you go. What is this one? This was Kotyar. Who's Kotyar? Get that right? Is that the right one? Where is it? Was it Kotyar? Really? Went in for Kotyar? I didn't know that. Third season, Kotyar. Civilian garb, military precision, former spy, now in the private sector. Yeah, so there you go. So I probably have, I don't remember if I actually, you know what, I might have been a jerk and just said like, yeah, look at my demo reel, and if you want to hire me, hire me. I'm terrible about getting work. Like I'm truly, absolutely awful at getting work because most of the time I find that there's so much, for me to do an audition, some people are very good at just like throwing themselves down on tape. Oh, was it? We said it's not really on tape anymore, but like throwing themselves into an audition. They hold the sides. They do all that kind of stuff. I hold the sides only to remind people that this isn't a final performance. The reality is, it's a pretty final performance. I've usually had to learn all the lines. I've spent days freaking out about it and getting. I mean, as I've got older, my anxiety issues have got, and my ADHD stuff has become more and more of an issue. I've experimented with some medication now, as well as talking to people about it and all that kind of stuff. So it's, for a while there, I was just going to quit acting because I was just getting so stressed. Like, it was like this ball of like, I don't even know what it was, like this, like there's a ball of cancer that I just was like that I was surrounding. I felt like a fist all the time. I was so worked up about auditions and stuff. And then, so I was going to quit. I was just going to say like, this is crazy. I got to stop. This is killing me. It's not good for my family. It's Fawlty Towers. I speak very good English. I learned it from a book, Fawlty Towers. Oh God, Fawlty Towers. I love Fawlty Towers. I basically became Basil Fawlty. I became that kind of angry, uptight stuff about auditions. And I would dread auditions. I would dread getting an audition. I dread the email. I dread checking my email and seeing that there was an audition in the thing. So as I say, we looked into some medication. I got diagnosed with ADHD and some anxiety and depression stuff. The usual actor nonsense. And I was, I quit the stage because of anxiety. And I didn't realize that I thought I just quit it because I didn't enjoy it. But the reality is I quit it because I was getting physically ill before I went on set, before I went on stage. And there was also another part of me was I found that I wasn't going to theater. So I felt like, why am I making something that I wouldn't go and watch? I didn't want to do that. And then I was finding that with TV as well. I was like, I'm making stuff that I wouldn't watch. Like I watched Stargate, but I'm not going to watch a lot of the other stuff I did. And so I just thought maybe it was time for me to stop. But the reality is, I kind of love it. I do love it. But I've always said that I love acting, but I hate being an actor. The life of being an actor, frankly, is not hard. It's just miserable because it's like job interviewing for a living. You're really paid really well when you work because of all the shit you deal with getting that part or eventually getting the part. So I'm very fortunate where I get offered stuff now. There are some much bigger projects than that I will audition for, and I do audition for. But I'm very, very selective. Like my first response is always no, and then Jane will talk me into auditioning if she thinks if I should. But there's one that came up the other day. They're doing a series. They're doing Clarice, the series. So basically the other side of the whole Silence of the Lambs thing. So basically from the FBI's perspective. And I I know I should have auditioned for it, but I was like, I'm not right for this. I feel like I'm just being put on tape because I feel like I'm being thrown in the mix as just another actor in the mix, just to make it seem like there's more people there auditioning for it or whatever. And I just thought I could think of 100, whatever I could think of, like 100 people who are going to do a better job of a role than I am. I don't do it, and that's why it produces a lot of parts for me. But there's some stuff where I go like, I know I can do this. I know that I can do hilariously miserable very, very well. You know, and also, you know, I'm not a good auditioner. I don't do good auditions. I'm very good on set, I feel, but I don't know that I'm very good at auditioning. You know, I had a lovely little back and forth with Guillermo the other day because I'd wrapped, and because of all the COVID protocols, you've got masks and face shields and all this stuff on. And every time they're cleaning stuff and moving things in and out as people, they were very strict, very, very strict compared to this other show that I'm on. Which is they're sort of like doing as much as they can, but they're not Disney, so they, you know. Anyways, but Disney, very, very strict. You know, when you're working with big, I mean, you know, I'm on set with Bradley Cooper and Richard Jenkins and Holt from Mindhunter, whose name I can't remember now. Peter McNeil, fantastic, amazing Canadian actor. Like that's right. I say Canadian actor like it's like that somehow needs to be. He's just a brilliant actor and a brilliant guy, and I had so much fun hanging out with him. Richard Jenkins is always a pleasure. You know, Holt is mad as a March hare. Really, you just sort of sit back and go, oh my god. But just again, wonderful to watch him act. And Bradley Cooper's like, he's a freaking rock star, man. He's a rock star and a movie star. Anyways, point being, you know, I come out of there, I'm feeling a little low because it's 6 months. We'd started the scene. There was a 6-month break, and then we came back and we started again. And it's just not the same, because I'm sure it'll be great from an actor's perspective, because I'm sure that I've always maintained that the camera picks up, like it picks up the real and it picks up the fake. You know, I feel like if there is discomfort on set, the camera picks that up as tension on film, and it can be very, very useful, and it can also be very, very destructive. But in this case, I think from an acting perspective, it was wonderful. It was absolutely fantastic. But for a being on set experience, especially on something like a Guillermo movie, doing a movie with Guillermo del Toro is like being in the circus. And it's like you fall in love with the circus and you want to run away and you just want to join the Guillermo circus. Like I would, if I had my way, if there was a way that I could figure out how to just be, I don't care what I would do. I would happily wander around sweeping sets just to watch that guy work and interact with people and watch him with his actors and with his crew and all that kind of stuff. I mean, he's as close to like a living Hitchcock or a Truffaut or a, you know, he is another type of director. I'm in awe of the guy, absolutely in awe of the guy. I freaking love him. And just as a person, I love the way he works with people. I mean, he's tough. I'm scared the whole time I'm working with him. Terrified, in fact. But anyways, point being is 6 months, you come back, I can't sit with him and talk. I can't, you know, normally be like, you know, David, come, and we'd sit down and we talk about comic books and while they're setting up shots and stuff. And this was just so, you know, he's got a mask and a shield, and you're trying to understand what he says because I can't wear my hearing aids because it's a period piece, and also because the masks keep flinging them across the set, and so it's just not the same. Anyways, I emailed him afterwards and just said, look, you know, thank you for having me in your nightmare, and because it's called Nightmare Alley, and I got this little email back, and he just said, I can't remember what exactly it was now, but something like, basically like, you know, it was like you are as always fun and brilliant, I think is what he said. And I like that is someone who knows how to connect with people, who knows that those are the things that are important to me on set. I want people to enjoy their experience of working with me because I want to enjoy the experience of working, and I do enjoy the experience of working, and I hope I do everything I can to translate that on set. I feel like it's a trickle-down thing. If you're a uptight, grumpy asshole, and I've been there, and I've done that, it trickles down. The set's just not as much fun. But if you are enjoying yourself and full of all that wonder and contagious curiosity about everything, if you allow yourself to be a child on set, a controlled child on set, a well-behaved child on set, perhaps, it's just the best experience in the world. And so the fact that he hits on that, he thought to say thank you, not thank you, but that to point out that it was fun as well as well done type thing. Yeah, amazing human being. I've always said he's like the Gandalf of Hollywood. I think he's like, as a complete and utter scientist, it's wonderful to work with Guillermo because I think there's magic there, if that makes sense. I'm sure I know there's a way to break it down into a scientific explanation, but there is truly something magical about that guy. It's Guillermo del Toro. He's just, sorry, for those of you who've just dropped in. So Guillermo del Toro, he did Shape of Water. He did amazing, which is an extraordinary film, and I was very, very lucky to be in that. And also Pan's Labyrinth. Just a freaking amazing guy. Anyway, so there you go. I've rambled about that. That was this week. Sorry, that was last week. That ended last week, and then this week I'm back to my other show, which I don't think have they mentioned. I never know what's going on. So I did this. Actually, funny, I should mention this now. I did a show with Shaftesbury Kids, a while back, and I did a lot of work on that. Actually, a lot of work on that. And I loved it. It was really fun. Got to work with kids. I got to work with robots. I managed. They let me have some robots for my stuff, for the Tech Bandits. A really good experience. Except that I didn't know they don't tell you when it's.
Zoom meeting.
Oh, thank you. It's like they don't tell you when it's on. So I don't even know where it is now. Jeez, what the heck is it? Yeah. See, there you go. I can't even find it. Let me see. I don't even know if they've got it on here now. Anyways, it's on the Shaftesbury Kids channel. I did a couple of things for them. It was it Shaftesbury? What do they even call it? I don't even know what they call it. Shaftesbury Kids. It was like Makerspace or something. I think it was Makerspace. Yeah, there you go. Is that me? There you go. That's me. There you go. So there you go. So it's just this kind of stuff. Oh my God. It has 140 views. They spend money on this stuff, and I'm like, what are you doing? Let me just do stuff live or whatever. But I gotta say, I love the guy who did it, who put it together. It's all right. Let me see. I'm gonna put this in here. Here we go. There you go. Is that it? Did that work? Let's see if that's the right link. So that's the little Shaftesbury thing I did. But it was just it's out. There's a bunch of them are out. And, yeah, a bunch of them are out. And I didn't even know that. So I was like, guys, I can't help you if you don't help yourselves. So there's just some silly stuff. That's not even my favorite one. There's a better one. I think it was this one. I think it was Capture the Balloon that I liked. That was really good. The girls were wonderful. The young ladies I was working with. Yeah, just a really great. It was it's Burva and Lily, and they were just amazing. Here, check out this one. Here we go. Check this one here. This is one I like. And the whole point of these things was, my point to them was, my point with Shaftesbury Kids was, I said, like, my issue with a lot of these shows is that you've got these kids, and they're like here's all the things you need, and then it's all done. And I was like, they should see people fail, and I can give you that failure. So I was basically saying, like, instead of, they were like, well, how's it going to end? I'm like, well, it ends the way it ends. Like, either we succeed or we don't succeed. But of course, that's not how television works. They need nice little wrapped up packages and stuff. But and it really made me focus on it. It's one of the reasons why one of the contributing causes for me to bring Tech Bandits to the streaming thing was, I was like, this is crazy. It is nuts to me that people are spending money. They spent more money on the set and me and the ladies and the crews and equipment and all this kind of, they spent more money on that than that. I could have built a makerspace with that money. I was like, oh my God, you're doing a show about a makerspace. I got a garage. We could have just build their garage and then we could do it there and we'd have like a makerspace you could actually use, as opposed to a pretend makerspace that you've paid someone to design. Anyways, I love them. Shaftesbury are fantastic. They're a great bunch. And I think they just did an amazing job with all this stuff. But I question television in general. I question the television approach to this stuff. I really like, someone's actually called I Love Stargate. What's your favorite show? Thank you, I Love Stargate. I fell off my chair when I saw you in Suits. Ah, yes. I crop up all over the place. Suits, another one. My dad and my mom are always complaining because I never tell them when I'm on television. I never know. So, David, you told you went to audition for The Office. Which character? Oof. God, I don't remember. I think it was one of the leads. I think it was either the... I can't remember whether... I don't think... I mean, I wish I'd auditioned for the creepy guy, but it was one of the leads. Yeah, I would have thought Dwight for sure. I would have totally thought Dwight. It wasn't Dwight. It was like it was like a leading man thing. It was and it was also the British. It was also the American version of the British one, and they were still trying to figure out how to make it work. So they had it. Someone had sort of like done like a translation of the British one into. It was very early days. Yeah. Oh, Cube the movie. Yes, Cube movie was great. Love it. Thank you. Glad you liked it. I couldn't imagine you as a creepy guy type character. Oh my God, are you kidding? Kelbo. When I first met Jane, I had like a run on pedophile roles. Like I was like every freaking mystery show on television, every sort of like murder mystery, cop show on television in LA at the time. I was like I was playing a pedophile in all of them. And Jane was like, oh my God. It's the mustache. Thank you. Yeah, he's the perfect creeper. You seen the stash? It's true. The mustache definitely adds to the creepy factor for sure. It was best. We're watching a show. We're watching like a documentary thing. Oh my God. Best documentary ever. I'm going to go get it. Okay. So it's Netflix and it's, all right, let me just go. I think I may have recommended this before. I'm going to recommend it again. This is it. Okay. I'm telling you, I think this is one of the best shows on television right now. And it's a documentary about cooking. And I don't give a crap about that at all. What the heck? No, not that. That's not what I wanted. Just copy the link, damn it. Okay, check this out. So this is the Netflix show. It's Chef's Table. It's done by this guy. I don't know who the guy is who does it. But it's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Because they talk to the people, to the chefs, and you get not just behind the scenes, but you also get their story as well. And most of the people that they choose have these extraordinary life stories, or incredibly sort of empowering, or overcoming adversity, or just inspiring lives that these people have lived. And then they make barbecue, basically. Chef's Table France. I'd like to see that too. The funny thing is, all of these chefs. We started watching, basically we looked up this guy, whoever the guy was who made it. Who's the show? I should just look and see who it is. The main guy behind it is, who is the guy behind it? Details. Come on, give me some details. What do you got? Full cast and crew. Directed by, that's it. David Gelb. So David Gelb is the creator. He has shots that rival Oscar award-winning films in a freaking documentary series on barbecues. I freaking love this guy. So apparently Street Food Asia is another one I'd like to see. Jiro Dreams of Sushi. I don't know that. I have to see that. All these Chef's Table. The Lazarus Effect. He directed The Lazarus Effect? What is The Lazarus Effect? I feel like I've seen that. It's glorious. Absolutely gorgeous. So yeah, you should definitely see that. Jiro's a very good one to watch. Okay, good. Have you seen Jiro? Oh, watch it. Okay, so Gopher Boy, thank you. I shall do that. It's sushi porn. Oh my God, Basil loved that. Baz is a huge sushi fan. Hero Dreams of Sushi was a comic written by Anthony Bourdain. Oh, that's so sad. Sad. Okay. Okay, so I have to see that. Okay, so all right, very good. People are giving me cooking advice now. What's this? The bread would be amazing with a caprese sandwich, sliced tomato, a fresh buffalo mozzarella, fresh basil, leaves, sprinkle of olive oil and balsamic, and 2 thin slices of the loaf, lightly toasted. Ah, my God, I need a napkin just for this. Street food's great too. Okay, I have to check that out. Do you own a PS4? If so, what games do you play? We have the last PS one we had is a PS3. I have a PS2 kicking around over there. We had the PS3. I gotta say, I'm a PC gamer. I don't really. The console doesn't do much for me. I gotta say. I mean, it's yeah. There's just so many subscriptions, and I'm with Cal on this. I think PC gaming. That's the way to go. And in fact, I've got to build another PC to game with because my son has ours, and dude, Microsoft just entered the console war. It's gonna be interesting. What? What do you mean? What? What are you talking about, Cal? Microsoft was always in the console war. They Xbox. What are you talking about? Are you laughing at me again? PC's the best. Nintendo, gotta get my Zelda fix. Yeah, not really. Nope, sorry. They're good for racing games. Yeah. Microsoft spent $7 billion on buying out a very big gaming company. Which one, Cal? Microsoft now owns Bethesda and another company that makes 2 exclusives for PS5. Really? Interesting. Okay. So what is Bethesda? What do they do? ZeniMax? Wow. So they're taking over. Really? Wow. So I guess we've got stuff to talk about on Tech Bandits tomorrow then. I mean, Game Bandits. So tomorrow is Game Bandits. It'll be all about gaming. So if you've got news, and I better look that up. Okay. So video game news. Wow. Massive disruption. Whoa. $7.5 million deal? Oh boy. What? Company's acquisition of ZeniMax Media puts it in a strong position against Sony just weeks before the release of their next generation of console. Wow. Okay, so what games are made by these people? What does ZeniMax make? Do we know? Was it ZeniMax and are these 2 different companies? No. Have they done this twice? Wait a second. Have they just bought 2 big companies? It's so funny. Bethesda. I just have to type in BE and I get Bethesda all about it. Wow. Okay, so wait a sec. Stop my ads. Owner of the storied video game publisher Bethesda Softworks. Wow. Okay, I did not know that. Wow. Okay. And what are there anything? Okay, I gotta go check the chat and see what. Some of them are a little artsy. What we got? I was thinking of things I've learned in your Tech Bandits when I took a course that spoke of using VR for medicine. Students are taught diversity, cultural competency, utilizing programs where they virtually treat patients. It's very cool. Very cool. Well, these actually PacBomb. There's some. If you want, there's some really neat ones which they might even do. They should do dental ones if they don't. Actually, I should ask them about that. They should be doing dental ones. There's a company that I love that does medical. They do medical games. So basically, games for doctors. And like you get to play doctor, but like for real. So you can do like things like. So Cardio X, what is the name of the company? I never get the company's name right because I never get anything right. Come on, phone. I think I may have uninstalled it. Shoot, did I? I'm already logged in. What's going on? Oh my God, seriously? Okay, it wants to log me in. I can't log me. Anyways, the point being is that they have a couple of these things. They have like pulmonary EX, cardio EX. So you could do They even have like you can basically practice surgery on using specific tools on the iPhone. And for some reason, it's logged me out and it won't let me back in again. I guess it's been a while since I've operated. But they are really cool. And if I could, it's on, you know what, on the techbandits.com, there's this stuff for that for sure. I just need to find out what the, okay. Contact us. Nope. I gotta find the name of the company. It's like Level X or something. Their name, yeah, Level X. Level EX. To level-ex.com, I believe. Really cool stuff. So they're basically using iPhones to teach doctors. I mean, it's like, what do I say? Level, let's see if I've got this right. Level EX. They're so cool. I talked to the guy who runs the company because I was just so taken with what he was doing. I'm gonna copy, and I'm gonna do this. It's not for the squeamish. You get blood, you get everything. I mean, it's like you are literally doing surgery on your phone. It's really neat. Okay, there is a free simulator, surgeon simulator. You should give it a go. It's a real laugh. It was written for a 24-hour creative game, comp and won. It's now a complete game too on stream. Wow. Well, the stuff I'm talking about is actually surgery. Like it's like serious stuff. They actually got flipping Christopher Lloyd to advertise their second game. It's so cool. What? Who did? Who got what? Christopher Lloyd's doing what? See what? Later's bye. Oh, is Burley out of here? Oh, Burley. Bye, Burley. Sorry, it's so slow. One of the best games ever is what? What was one of the best games ever? Monster Hunter. Oh. I do remember Monster Hunter. Although I got to say, I think I had to play it on... I think I might have played that on a console. Is that possible? I feel like I played that. I feel like maybe we even downloaded it at one point. I do work on fixing medical mannequins on the side. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Lincoln S. Stern. Seriously? Man, you ever seen Pin? That's like creepy. We'll see. Cyberpunk NIF 2, we'll see. Cyberpunk 2077, maybe. I mean, I gotta say, I'm a little skeptical about all these games. First off, I get motion sickness, so I don't get to play a lot of them. Baz is really big on Watch Dogs right now, which is kind of fun. Where you're basically hacking. I mean, it's not really hacking. It's basically GTA with cell phones and guns and stuff. So, all right, so found one site for dental training. There you go. So what I'm saying is, I got to bug my guy and see if he can do some dental stuff as well, because that'd be cool. If I get Level X to do some dental stuff, maybe they can bring you in for some consultations, Pac-Man. Voxel Dental. Oh, wow. Oh, they've actually got like hardware associated with it as well. That is kind of neat. Huh. That's cool. Well, look, that's definitely the kind of stuff that that Level X is doing too. So, Pac-Man, I might actually get in touch with them and see if they're doing any of that stuff. I was the other way around. I liked Watch Dogs 2 better than 1. Huh. You can finish Watch Dogs. I thought Watch Dogs was I thought it was just a sandbox game. It got super repetitive. Yeah, see, also this is my problem, is walking around all the time in any kind of virtual environment just makes me sick. I just get motion sickness. I'm like, it sucks so bad to be me, because I'm like a nerd who wants to game and I can't game because I get motion sickness. Main arc of the story can be completed. Okay, very good. Early access, not a launch. What is? Baldur's Gate 3 launches September 30th. Yeah, very good. I built a 2500 PC to play League of Legends 80% of the time. Take pretty screenshots in other games the rest of the time. Clyde Frog, $2,500. Yeah, that's what I'm looking to spend. I figure I could probably make that happen. Luckily I get paid to do all the COVID tests that they do, so I can make a little bit of money as well. Like a little extra that I thought I wasn't going to make. Maybe be able to warrant that. Although Baz and I just bought like a box of Magic the Gathering cards because it's been so long since we played Magic the Gathering. We'd missed like 2 different releases, or at least one. And so I said to Jane, I was like, look, you know what? We're going to spend a lot of money, but the idea is that we haven't been going there every weekend and playing and all this kind of stuff. So we bought like a box of boosters, and then I actually hid the little there's like a little prize one. I've hidden that. He's not allowed to open that till we finish the other ones. Maybe we'll open some tonight. But the idea is that yeah, we bought this booster box, and Jane's like, you keep buying this stuff, you're not gonna get a PC. Just saying. So I gotta be a little careful on that. But yeah, I figure like $2,500 seems like a reasonable amount of money to spend on a PC. But of course, I also want the 3090, the NVIDIA 3090. Can you imagine? I just because I've never had anything like that in the way, like I've never had that kind of top of the line hardware in a PC ever. I just thought it would just be so fun and such overkill to be able to like say to like Lord Chunky or one of the tech bandits and go like, they're like, yeah, what are you playing? I'm like, oh yeah, I just built a PC. It's got a 3090 in it. It's fine, My dad gets motion sickness. The first game says we found that if we made him use a smaller screen, he didn't get sick anymore. Yes, smaller screens definitely help, but they don't really help with gameplay, I find. Yeah, that's it. Like imagine getting like a 3090 with like a Ryzen with like 64 cores. You know what I mean? Like one of the Ryzens with 64 cores. So basically like 64 little tiny computers all running at the same time. Plus this like crazy 3090 that can run thousands. I mean, it would just be insane. And I have no idea what I'd do with it other than just basically like flex. I'd be like, yeah, I got a 3090 Ryzen 64 cores. I would totally do that just to be a jerk. David, with COVID, clinical training for dental hygiene has become more problematic. Being able to begin first semester training in the VR environment would have advantages. I'd love to geek with them if they're interested. I will definitely. I want to get in touch with them again anyways because I haven't. One of the things I need to do, I've got to get organized. Use my bullet journal, is I've got to create a little file of people and what they have either offered to me or that I need to get from them or ideas for streams or whatever. I need to like basically create a contact. I need to create like a little contact list of people because I get the coolest people to talk to, and then invariably like a couple of weeks go by, 10 other things happen. It's like all of a sudden it's 2 years since I spoke to them, and I feel awful. First off, so it's horrible for my guilt, and also it's just I know it's my lack of scheduling skills. I've always worked at basically at the whim of a phone call or an email. When a job shows up, I get a call, I get told where to go, I go there. It's very easy. Someone else handles all the scheduling. And then Jane goes, that day, whatever, you need to do this as well, whatever. So Jane's very good at helping me out with that. But Jane is very busy on her own projects. She's got a film she's trying to make during a pandemic. That's always fun. And written by my little sister, by the way, Kate, written by Kate. So I need to figure out a way of like mapping out all these different things and potential things that I could be doing, and then so that I can revisit them in a sort of a timely manner. So, including building a PC, including building a freaking Prusa. So I don't know if you saw, if I go to, wait a second, can I do this? Yes, I can. I can go to here. I can go to there. So, it's kind of hard to see in the dark, but I shall do it anyways. Okay, so that's my biolab room right there. That is the CNC. That blank space there is where we're going for to be putting a new Prusa, which I have to build. So that is my next. I have to do that. It is insane to me that I have not done this yet. Holy moly, there's a lag. It's taking so long. Wow. Oh no, never mind. There's a really long lag because I'm on the wrong window. Gaming while folding on home in the background. Yeah, Tech Fiend, perfect. Or like, I don't know, Bitcoin mining or something. Just something to get the kids excited about the fact that this technology could be used, like what it could be used for. AI stuff. I mean, there's just so many things. 1 million GPUs crunching for science. Yeah, that's it. Folding at home. They have one for COVID as well that I was trying to use. I couldn't use it on my. Never mind. I'm not even going to say it because if I say the word Mac, Cal will laugh at me again. I will try to keep reminding you every so often about the server thing. Yeah, exactly, Game Buster. So that's a perfect example. So you've offered me some server, some servers to play with, and I was offered some actual hardware servers to either take apart with the Tech Bandits or maybe set them up to use them here. Again, I don't even remember who that was now. Like I'm so bad at keeping this stuff. There's too many things going on, and as soon as filming starts, it falls apart again. So as soon as I'm back to filming, which I am now, I end up like you'll just lose a week or a couple of weeks sometimes because of like wardrobe and work or just learning lines. Like tomorrow will be shot because I've got 2 fairly big scenes to do. So I know I'm going to spend the whole day tomorrow freaking out about whether I can remember these lines or not. Every time I do a show, Cal, shut up. Every time I do a show, I'm nervous that maybe this is the time that I won't be able to remember my lines. Like it's just like maybe I finally got to that point where I'm so old and my brain is so mushy that I just won't be able to remember them. So Xenos, don't even start on me. I'm sorry. I haven't built the Prusa yet. No. If you need a hand on the engineering service side, etc., I'd be happy to lend you a hand. Thank you so much. What are you down as here? NIF2. Thank you very much. Again, like I say, I get all these wonderful offers for help, and then I a fraction of them I help. Look, Harklight was helping me out for ages with Soliloquio. I haven't touched Soliloquio in months, and it kills me because I'm like, it's such a great concept. I've got so many great monologues that have been sent. I don't know what to do with it. Like I literally don't know how to progress from where I am right now. So you know what I need? I need like an office manager. That's what I gotta do. I gotta get an office manager. There, I'm on the PC now, so I can listen to David's dulcet tones while doing other things. Well, as you should. It's always good to dual screen, Nathalis. Always good to dual screen. Thinking no. Poor, forgotten Bruce. It's not a poor... Lady Shelley, come on! Oh, secretary. Yeah, no kidding, PSX29. How much and where? How much and where? Who said that? I missed it. It went by so fast. Nah. So should I email you again? Probably paperclips. Oh man, the jokes. I must resist. Breathe, Dave. You still got this. I don't have this. It's gone. Forget it. Friend just got an Ender 3 there on the Board of Gospel. Did you? Oh yeah, Pac-Bomb. I got the Bruce out of the box. I did an unboxing even. How much and where do I apply? Says Mr. Clean Tracy. Very good. I support a ton of open communities such as EEV Blog. I believe in giving back to those educating the public at no cost. Oh, thank you, Nif. That's what is EEV Blog? What is that? I get that you struggle to remember how to act, chew on the left side, and then chew a bit on the right side, though. Tough job. Yeah, thanks, Cal. Cal and her sympathy. Cal is so sympathetic. She makes me want to cry. I like the Ender 3. Oh, really? Okay, so Hot Stuff Chris likes the Ender 3. I have the multi-filament Prusa sitting in boxes, and I should just freaking do it. Maybe I'll start on it. Maybe I'll start the build tonight. Wait a sec. As someone with ADHD, the forgotten projects aren't actually forgotten. They fester and constantly make us feel like garbage for not doing them. Yeah, Ruby K. That's it, isn't it? It's funny. That is one of the aspects of ADHD that in my reading, which I should never usually do. I should never read about any kind of a medical condition because I immediately take on all of it. But again, ADHD as a spectrum, as the idea that there are different people have different parts of that spectrum sort of highlighted for themselves. I didn't realize that it contributed to anxiety and depression and stuff, because there are so many of these projects that sort of fall by the wayside because you just don't, you have two scheduling mentalities. Now, 100% focus right now or later. And later, it's a crapshoot as to whether you'll actually come back to it or not. And yeah, it's heartbreaking because I feel like I've got so many great ideas and things I want to do, and then you spend an entire day, putting a camera on a robotic arm. But that was fun too. All right. I feel myself getting low. That must mean I'm probably hungry. I was diagnosed with ADHD ages ago, and totally unfinished projects are the worst as a programmer. Oh yeah, I'm sure. They pile up with so much emotional baggage. It's so true, Nick. Nick Baring, have you looked at How to ADHD? It's really great YouTube channel about this, and it's taught me a lot of stuff. It's one of the reasons why I go with this bullet journal thing. So the bullet journal is basically just a way of keeping track of stuff in one place. And I've been failing miserably with it recently, but I kind of want to return to it. I feel like I need a digital component, though, because things like a contact list of people to check in on and stuff feels like it should be online. But then maybe, I when I write stuff down, when stuff gets written down, for some reason, there's more likelihood of it getting done. So send it to me. I will build the printer and send it back to you. Game Buster. This is the other problem, is that with ADHD and me, is that you want to do it all yourself. Like, you really want to do it. Like, I really want to build this stuff. I'd love to know how actors do this stuff without spontaneously giggling. Nathalis, we don't. We giggle all the time. And I am notoriously terrible at it. I will tell stupid jokes and act like an idiot up to the rolling part, where they're like, and rolling, just before action. And that's when I go focus. And it's my way, I guess it's my way of adding something else to what's going on in the scene. So you've got your scene, but you've just got rid of all the it calms me down strangely. I goof around, and then that focus thing, I need that snap to focus to actually get the scene done. But for some people, it drives them crazy. On Stargate, I got taken aside and said, you've got to stop goofing around before takes, because your other actors are they're not able to snap out of it like that, or that's not the way they work. And I was like, I'm really sorry, but that's how I work. It's not me goofing. I'm not goofing around. That's how I get rid of any anxiety that I have before I start filming. And the worst thing you can do with filming is be aware of the camera. Right? If you're like doing a scene and you're like constantly just looking at because the camera's always aware of the camera. That's the hardest thing in the world for people, is to ignore the camera. I would say the best skill that an actor can have is the ability to ignore the camera and the chaos that's going on around it. Because, even in little emotional scenes where it's just you crying in a bathroom or something, there's still like 50 people holding lights and cameras and microphones, and it's nuts. So for me, my way of getting to the point where I could do McKay was I needed to sort of get myself all jazzed up on stuff, like, oh my God, I got like telling stupid little jokes and then talking to myself, being silly and cracking up the camera guy or whatever, and then it's like, whew. And that moment, going from there to there, is like, I think, is what adds like a little bit of something to the scene. I don't know. John Berryman is like that. He's like that all the time. David, there was a really great Mad TV skit with an actor staring at a camera. I was one of those North Korea ones from back in the day. It was one of those North Korea ones from back in the day. I don't know that. All right. What else we got in here? What else have I missed? John P7. No, we've not. I started to watch National Geographic's Mars, but I couldn't convince the family to join it, to watch it with me, so I had to wait. Bullet journal on the iPad. There was one of the things they do on how to ADHD was, there was a great little video she did on bullet journaling, and she said, okay, so there's some of you who are going to say, like, what about electronics? I need like an electronic version. For them, here's a video of some kittens playing with string. And you're like, oh my God, kittens playing with string. Why is she showing that? And you're like watching the kittens with string, and she goes, yeah, exactly. So skip the electronic stuff and go with the paper. The point being is that there's too many distractions. I go to check my email for something specific, and an hour goes by because I've lost myself to whatever. I think especially with digital stuff and with digital communications, it's very difficult for people who squirrel a lot. That's like me. But I also think it's like a superpower. Like, I think the ability to bounce all over the place is kind of a superpower. And it's great for acting because it means you're interested in lots of different things, and you can bring lots of different things to a role as well. So my iPad does nothing but bullet journal. That's it? Oh, wow. So you locked it down so it's just for bullet journaling. That's actually very smart. The first McKay SG1, it's quite different from the one in SGA, even from the start. Can you tell us about the differences in how you feel about the growth of the character over time? I could offset. I could. Um, I think I've touched on this before, but basically, when you come in as a guest star on a show, you have a completely different job. Your job is to provide tension and um, like a struggle for the characters in the show. So you are there basically to serve as a problem for them to solve. You are the conflict in the show. So as such, McKay got to be quite quite conflicting. He was never supposed to come back. Like he was just supposed to. It was just supposed to be one of those jerky scientists that the Stargate folks write so beautifully. And I still don't know why they brought me back, but I'm so happy they did. And so yeah, you have a very different goal when you come in as a guest star. Your role is very different. And often you're sort of just kowtowing to whatever the regulars, the leads are doing and require from the scene. I was lucky as well because Amanda was there and I was working with Amanda, and Amanda is incredibly giving as a person, as an actor, and so I credit her hugely with McKay coming back, because I think she allowed me to play in a way that a lot of leading actors wouldn't. And then when it came to Atlantis, there was a conscious effort not to make him too different. I think what was nice about it to me, it was like we knew who McKay was when we started Stargate Atlantis. The Stargate Atlantis allowed you to explore why he was the way he was. And so I feel like he certainly came across differently to start because, frankly, he was written as Ingram. He was written as a different character. He was a completely different character. Originally when they were doing their casting, and I've said this before, there's this horribly, basically racist approach to casting, where you go, where people figure out what demographics they need to hit, like how many black actors do we need, or people of color do we need for these roles, and if we've got a person of color here, then I guess we can do a white actor here. But as the case, and they would talk about like going black. If they go black with a role, then how does that change it's disgusting, kind of, frankly. But the reality is that the film and television industry is all about the way you look. It just comes down to literally about it's basically teaching everyone the wrong things, and that's why that's why I know we're trying to change stuff now. We're trying to get more people of color out there in the leading roles. It's beginning to happen now. I love seeing it. It changes shows. It changes. It changes our perspective on things as writers and as directors, and the more diverse the film industry becomes, the better. Frankly, the better television and film is going to get made, is the reality. But when it came to the Stargate casting, what had happened was, I guess they had felt that they'd covered their people of color. They'd already cast Rainbow, so we could go white with this role, when originally Ingram was going to be an African American astrophysicist. I guess they felt they could make that change then. So I feel like nowadays they shouldn't do that. I mean, and I know what that means. That means I don't get cast. But I do feel like now it should be just about casting people who you want for the role. You know what I mean? You shouldn't be worrying about quotas and all this kind of stuff. But I mean, I think it's important now that things are, that the industry does diversify more. So nowadays, I honestly, I think I don't know. I like to think that if that happened now, I would say no. But I'm also in a different position now. I wasn't in a position to say no before. I had like $60 in the bank, and when Stargate came along, and it not only did it change my life in general as a wonderful experience, it also saved my ass. So definitely the first episode was still written as Ingram. So the sound, McKay was not McKay, other than my sort of dour looks and disapproving looks. I basically was working with a character that wasn't McKay and trying to make him as McKay as possible. So there's definitely the first episode I feel is a bit off. Probably the first couple of episodes may have been. Although I really felt like they jumped once they knew they had me. I felt like they ran with it. Like, I mean, it was a dream for me because basically the people writing for McKay were McKay. They're all McKays. They're all just these sort of like wonderful geeks like myself who are not always the best socially and they're a little, jump around a little bit and don't always say the right things and are a bit volatile and stuff. So I think in a way that was written by the same kind of people as McKay. So, it's I really felt like that Atlantis was about finding out who this guy was. So that is the longest answer to that question. I'm sorry, but I do get asked that a lot. What I should do is I'd love at some point to go through and like find these questions and maybe I can clip some of these answers and there could be like a FAQ, like a frequently asked questions for this kind of stuff so that people can, so I don't end up boring everyone else. Rainbow was amazing. Rainbow is amazing. Rainbow is, I don't know if there's anyone else on the planet who can live up to a name like Rainbow, and Rainbow outshines it. I mean, he's an absolutely wonderful human being. I love him. Do you think you still would have met Jane if you weren't on SGA? Yeah, no, Pac-Mom, I'd met Jane before. Jane and I had just moved in together, actually. We were in the process of moving in together. I had talked her out of this apartment that she'd lived in for years, and we got this beautiful little... I mean, again, we didn't have any money. So we rented a guest house at this beautiful house. And then at the back, there's a little tiny 700, not even 700 square foot guest house. And we moved in there together. And I got the show like the week we were moving in. Like, it was just awful timing. Poor Jane. I was like, well, I've got good news and bad news. The good news is I can afford to pay rent. The bad news is that I'm gone for 9 months. So, yeah. Mr. Clean Tracy, very good. Yeah, you could start comparing my note. You can start comparing what I've said before to now and seeing how it's changed over the years, how my memory changes. Like the actor who plays Biff in BTTF. BTTF. I don't know what that is. What's BTTF? Am I missing something? Back to the Future. Very good. Yes. Back to the Future, Back to the Future, Back to the Future, Back to the Future. Oh my God, everyone knows that way better than me. Sorry, I'm so behind on this stuff, obviously. You mean Crispin? How they recast Crispin? I could never be boring. No, I totally can be. You mean Crispin Glover in that? Oh, I love how your face lights up when you talk about The Little Place. Oh, does it? That's so funny. It was, we were young, we were in love. Jane didn't know what she was getting into. She was still happy. It was... It's kind of wonderful. Who was mean? What? I mean, about how he has a fact sheet answers to ones he gets a lot. You like that? What, do you like that idea or you don't like that idea? I just worry about, like, my concern is just that I can imagine that after a while people must get bored of the same. I mean, I repeat myself all the time anyways. How was it working with Tori Higginson? She seems like such an amazing person. She is. She's absolutely wonderful. I mean, we're like chalk and cheese, and then she's like this like laid back hippie, and I'm like this like total like uptight little like nerd. There were a lot of like actors generally seem to be a lot more laid back than me. How do you manage to get so many SGA cast members to help out with the Dog's Breakfast? What was it like working with them in such a different thing? I just asked them. I mean, I knew I wanted to work with Paul because we just had so much fun on set in general. So I wanted to make a movie, and I wanted to make a movie with with people I liked, and people I could afford. Because the reality is, we had no money to make that. That was, I spent all of my own money on that, and it was great. And then that's right. Then we started making it, and after we started making it, we got this, people wanted to be involved in it. Like the cinematographer put money in and, invested in it. And, Guillermo threw us, Martin Garrow threw us a couple of bucks. My dad and Jane's dad, they just like, it was kind of neat. It was just kind of neat. So I just got to work with people I loved, and then when it started, when people saw us doing it, they got kind of excited about it. I mean, I heard that like that Sanctuary was doing sort of the Dog's Breakfast model when they first started out. But Dog's Breakfast was there was something very pure about Dog's Breakfast because I felt like there was the reason why I made that movie was to try out directing. I wanted to try out writing and directing. So I wrote that script specifically as something I could make with the people who I knew and liked. And there's always problems that any film we make. I was going to kill the cinematographer for the first couple of days. And then I realized, wait a second, he's not questioning me. That's how he questions everything. And that's what he should do. And if I didn't have an answer, then there's no point in getting irritated. I should say thank you for finding a problem that we haven't solved. So it was amazing. We became like really good friends from there on in because I realized, just to put the ego away and just start using people for the skills and the knowledge that they had as opposed to trying to fight every second of it. I found working with actors very difficult. Not because the actors were difficult, but because I didn't have I was like, why don't they bend the way they do in the drawings that I did? I am very sort of, I think I'm strange. I'm quite physical in my acting, I guess. So it's very hard to explain some of my silly comedy stuff to people, but they were all amazing. They were just like wonderful. Paul was amazing, and Kate was a revelation. She's brilliant. It was wonderful. Chris Judge, we got Chris Judge. I was so scared of Chris Judge. He showed up on set. I was just terrified of him. I just thought, he's just the most like intimidating guy without being at all intimidating when you actually get talking to him. He's absolutely lovely. But I was scared he was like not going to take it seriously, or he's going to like show up when he felt like it, or like I didn't know what I was going to be dealing with. He was the consummate pro. Like I wrote extra scenes for him. He was so brilliant. Dog's Breakfast was just made for me to try directing. So I didn't feel like I should spend anyone else's money on it. And then it wasn't until we sort of started the ball rolling and actually got going that people sort of voiced an interest in being a part of it. And I was like, well, great. If I don't have to spend all my money on it, that'd be fantastic. And it's, of all of the things I've ever done, it's probably, of all the indie films I've done, it's the only one that is sort of made its money back and in any kind of significant way. Like everyone did their money. They did it on deferral, basically. So they said, "Don't pay me now. If the movie makes any money, we'll pay. You get paid." And I've done a lot of those in my time, like hundreds of them. I've never received a penny from any of them. Not because anyone's ripping me off, but just because that I'm sure it didn't make any money. Dog's Breakfast made money, and so we got to pay everybody. And not only that, we got to pay them their full deferrals. Like I thought maybe they'd get like half. So people were asking for like these crazy amounts of money. Like they were like asking for like TV money on a indie film budget. Like, so it was crazy, but we're like, yeah, right. But what do we know? I will pay you for whatever if the movie makes the money, I'm happy to pay you it. Well, of course the movie did make the money and we did pay them. So, for a movie that we made for, God, I don't even remember now. It was like 60,000, 120,000 in total, maybe something like that. 120,000 Canadian, which is like, it's like $50 American. We ended up paying our crew because of what the money made. We ended up paying the crew like over $1 million. Like, so, everyone got like that movie made enough money to pay our crew to the tune of like $1 million. So, I've always thought like, how do we find that model that works for that? And the reality is it works when you're working, basically. If you've got a crew that you have access to who are willing to take that risk, it's fantastic. If you don't, it's very difficult. But people are still shocked when Jane sends the money. Like I think it was last Christmas we sent what's so nice is that the checks come out, MGM goes through their reporting near the end of like September, November, I guess, around there. I don't think there were any this year. I think we may be done now. But so, and then Jane will process the checks and send checks out. So it's like Christmas presents for people. And it's always just, I'm amazed at how amazed everyone is that we're like, well, it's your money. So we have paid everyone out now. So any money we make on it now would be like profit, for want of a better word. It's pretty great. What did I hear about Michael Hogan? What? What about Michael Hogan? Oh, please may it be good news? I freaking love Michael Hogan. What's happened? Oh, no, 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 please. No, 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 no. Please be good news. What? What happened? Brain injury? What the hell? What the hell happened to him? Oh my God, I did an awards thing with him, and he had me laughing so hard. And I know his son. I mean, I worked with Gabe on Traders for ages. How did he fall? I don't understand. Ugh. He fell and hurt his head. Did he have... Oh. Oh, that's awful. Oh. I'm a poor man. That is... Wow. Sorry, guys. That's a bit of a shock. I didn't realize that. Yeah, he's absolutely lovely man, and his son is an incredibly talented and funny and lovely guy as well. Gabe was on Traders for years, and he's just amazing guy. Wow. Well, so there's a so I guess we should be. Let's find out where's the money going? Why do they need to raise money for him? Is he is he not looked after? I thought the whole point was that. What do they need it for? All right. Oh, of course, Man in the High Castle as well. What is going on? Was in Vancouver participating in a Battlestar Galactica convention, and at dinner following his day's work, he fell and hit his head hard. He went to bed that night not realizing the impact had caused massive brain bleed. He was unable to be woken the next morning. He was taken to Vancouver General Hospital, and emergency surgery performed. It took 57 staples to close the part of his skull that they had to remove in order to reach the damage. The accident left him with complete paralysis on the left side, memory loss, cognitive impairment, and an inability to swallow. Jesus. And things became incredibly more difficult during the COVID pandemic, with visits by family being restricted and then denied, and no care team. Physiotherapist. Oh my God, of course. Needless to say, this is a life-changing injury, has sent a tsunami of heartbreak through the family. Been exhausting researching Michael's frequently changing medical conditions. Wow. Oh my God. This is awful. A sweet, funny, teasing, impish, sprited, bright, light, and brilliant actor and friend. They want to get him back. Yes, that is awful. Okay, so I'll have to help out with that. And I will start by helping out by sending you that. Yeah, if he was in the States, I'm amazed that. I mean, I thought this kind of thing was covered by Canada, but I guess if you're not, he's also not earning money. He's also not. I mean, there's so many things that come into play there. Yeah, boy, my heart goes out to them. That is, it's really important. Yes, I'm reading the GoFundMe page. Yeah, that's what I was doing. So there you go. Yeah. So look, if anyone's got any way of helping out on that, then they should do that, and I will do the same. That is, it's kind of shocking. Crossover. Thank you. I didn't know about that. Wow, I hadn't even thought about it from a from a pandemic standpoint as well, because the reality is, being in that kind of a state, you can't get the care you need. I mean, they're just not doing it. I guess maybe there's a way of doing it privately or something. Maybe that's what they're doing. I haven't really checked I got to check out the whole fund thing. If you know the family, can you reach out to make sure that is valid GoFundMe? I don't know. I mean, I know Gabe, but I don't know that I've got an email for him. I mean, I guess your best bet is probably just to check. I want to see if there's anyone. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if there's a way to verify it. I'm assuming it's okay. I mean, they've raised a fair chunk of money. They're closing in on 200 of the 300,000. So, but that is a lot of money. Jesus, they need, we're 100% still treating other illnesses. What was that? As we should, regardless of the pandemic. Yeah, but Amazon 42, there's only so much they can do in a pandemic. It's the problem, right? I mean, the logistics of some of that stuff is different. It's also in BC, the health coverage may be different than Ontario. Yeah, I mean, one of the hard parts of getting any treatment right now is hospitals aren't taking visitors. So for long-term care, yeah. GoFundMe is a process for raising funds for other people. They handle the funds instead of letting it go to the poster to stop it being abused. Okay. And then GoFundMe they don't take a chunk. Is that it? They're not making money on this? Or are they? They probably are now I think about it. Wow. Oh, that sucks. That just sucks. I mean, especially for someone like him, because he's such a joyful, happy guy. Like he's just a goof. I can't even remember what we were doing. We were joking about, I think we were joking about like stealing each other's awards or something. I can't remember what. Something ridiculous. Anyways, he was just, I just loved him. And also, I got to say, his son is freaking brilliant too. Like that family is just what a lovely family. And I just feel awful about that. So, yeah, upbeat kind of guy. Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, I mean, what's funny is he's very much like, we aren't giving non-COVIDs any less medical treatment than we were before. No, sorry, that's not what I'm saying, Amazon 42. I'm just saying that there's certain logistical things I'm just saying that there's bound to be certain logistical things that are going to make this much harder than it would during a pandemic. Yeah. No, I'm not saying, no, the emergency treatment I'm sure is fine. That's always been my complaint about the Canadian healthcare system, is that I think they're amazing at dealing with emergencies. They're fantastic. The hospital, the ability to just, if there's something wrong, you go to hospital, it gets dealt with. My concern is it starts to break down when you're out of the hospital. That's when it becomes more difficult, I find, to get the treatment you need in a timely fashion. I mean, this just, again, as we know, there are lineups around the block to get COVID tests right now, and I don't understand why we didn't see that coming. So yeah, Amazon 42. I'm not by no means am I questioning, the care you guys are giving. I'm also in the USA, so I'm not sure how it's working up north. Oh, so you're in the US. Yeah, I mean the Canadian system is very different in that it's supposed to be all funded by the government. The problem we get into with it is that while that sounds amazing, it's not always possible. So there's some stuff that they just basically say like, no, we don't cover that, so it doesn't get done, or you have to wait. All right, the Canadian system is miles better than ours, even with their issues. I feel like TechFiend, there needs to be something sort of somewhere in between, if that makes sense. The biggest issue I have is that there's no way to relieve I mean, it's getting a little better now, I guess, but there's no way to relieve the pressure on the healthcare system through any private stuff. So it used to be that you could do private care on a lot of stuff as well, so that if you did have the funds, you take yourself out of the system, thus freeing the system up for people who can't afford it and who need that. But the fear was that was going to cause a two-tier system where it's not fair that some people can get better treatment because they have more money. The reality is it doesn't get rid of that problem, because what was happening is not happening now, but what was happening is that people would fly to the States if they wanted to get the treatment that they wanted. So that which creates just a huge sort of brain drain of people heading down the States. I have a feeling that things may be different now, but you could do some private stuff, but it's not technically. There's still, you just pay for the extended coverage of stuff that's not paid by OHIP. Yeah, it depends. As long as it's not covered by OHIP officially, you're okay. But the problem is that they'll do stuff like, yeah, no, we do that. It's just that there's a 4-year waiting list, and you can't pay for that in a lot of cases. Some stuff you can, but we get our dental work done in Mexico, so it looks like it's like a state road trip for the south. Yeah, there you go. So I mean, there's also India as well. I know in the UK there are a lot of sort of people flying to India to get stuff done, including elder care and stuff, which is just a lot cheaper. 40,000 Americans die every year because they don't have health care. I know, that's just freaking extraordinary. I mean, it's so funny. I feel like I came into this pandemic as a sort of a small C, bleeding heart conservative, who believed in fiscal responsibility and that we should look after people, but that we shouldn't that the government shouldn't have too much control over our lives. And I feel like I'm coming out of the pandemic feeling like, no, spend that freaking taxpayers' money and let's get healthcare and homes and even possibly basic income, stuff. I don't understand how between Canada and the States we have enough money to cover all this stuff. Our priorities are all screwed up right now, and we've got a government system that is just controlled by money. And that drives me freaking nuts. And I'm sorry, but that's applicable in both countries. I mean, it's maybe more pronounced in the States right now, but certainly, politics runs on money, and that in itself is a huge freaking issue. All right, now I'm thoroughly depressed. Okay, the Supreme Court is set to hear arguments on the future of the ACA on November the 10th. Very good. I am okay, thank you, Gopher. I'm good. Gopher boy. We spend trillions on military. We can't. I know this is it. Yes, Lark Yash. I did answer that about Del Toro, but I'm never worried about speaking more about it. Xenos. Wow, is it really been 2 hours and 33 minutes? Wow. Okay, so I'll make this the last question. Yes, Del Toro is fabulous. The Gandalf of Hollywood. He is. This is a good way to end it because it puts me in a good mood. He is brilliant. Like, he's brilliant. This script is one of the best things I've ever read, ever. I think I even might prefer it to Shape of Water. Like, I loved Shape of Water. It was an amazing script to read, amazing film to watch, amazing film to be in. But Nightmare Alley, wow. I mean, I can't even, it's extraordinary. Hey, doggies! Doggies!
Doggies and wives.
Doggies and wives. Wait a sec, wrong one. Wrong camera. Let me go to the next one. Let me see, how's this one? There we go. Where are you, dog? Hey, how are you? You're not going to see it from there. You somehow managed to dodge how did you dodge somehow managed to dodge the camera. Oh, wait a sec, I can change it. Okay. There you go. Oh, there you go.
There you go.
All right.
Hi.
Oh, there you go. That's a little better.
Oh, my.
Oh, what's it caught on?
I don't know.
Oh, look at that. Don't know it. I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure it won't come unglued. Look at that, huh? Whoa. Yeah. Now can I do more?
Wow.
Nope.
I think it's,
How cool is this?
that is very cool.
There you go.
The Zara is not at all bothered by it.
Doggy cam. Hey, look at that. Isn't that great?
Hi,
It's
doggy
doggy
cam.
cam.
You're on the doggy cam.
Quick, grab a screen grab while you can.
Hi. We didn't mean to interrupt
Pretty
because
good.
you were
No,
saying you
I
were
have to wrap
wrapping
it
it
up.
up and you were talking about
Okay.
Guillermo, lovely, amazing.
Oh, lovely Guillermo. I miss him already.
And I thought I'd come and see if you wanted any lunch.
I'm going to come up for lunch with you right now.
Okay.
I'm going to say goodbye to all these fine, fabulous people
As long
who
as
have
it's
been
not my
glorious.
fault that you're leaving.
Even Cal, who's been moderately moderating today. Huzzah's incontinence is solved. Yep. Put her on the pill. She's done. Absolutely fine. Sorry, baby. I'll be like 2 minutes? 5 minutes? 5 minutes. All right. See you, Dave and Co. Indeed. +1. All right, everybody. Yeah. So just quick summation. Wraps up the Guillermo movie. Guillermo is absolutely extraordinary. He's making a freaking brilliant film with some truly brilliant actors. That's not just because I'm in it. I have a tiny role, but what's wonderful about it is that, we had like 3 days to shoot one scene. So whereas normally, like on the other show I'm doing, I think we shot probably about 10 or 15 scenes in a morning. We're shooting one scene for 3 days. It's fantastic. And it's just, nothing makes me feel better about being an actor than working with Guillermo del Toro, I gotta say. Yeah, absolutely. I am in awe of that man. And now I'm going to go look up Mrs. Brown's Boys, if it is funny. It's funny. Is it good? Right. Okay. So yeah, I should get out of here. I think as I say that I've kind of sorted out. I'm hoping that I've sorted out the streaming setup. But the problem is I still have cables everywhere. Even though it's organized more, I still have cables everywhere, which is kind of going to drive me crazy. All right, I'm out of here. I'm obviously Squirrel, so I should do that. So huge thanks, Jack Jasra, for moderating. Although I haven't seen, did I see Jack in here today? I don't know. It says moderators, Jack Jasra, Cal, Ruby K. Is Ruby K here, or is it just Cal today? Have we got? So many people have it's been flicking by. Oh, Father Ted, yeah. Ruby K, yay, Ruby K. Sorry, there's just been so many things flicking by here. So huge thanks to Ruby K. Huge thanks to Cal as always. Jack Jasra probably not around, but I see him in a list there. So tomorrow, the idea tomorrow is to do a video game. Basically, I do the Tech Bandits, but we sort of focus on video games. So I will definitely talk about this Microsoft stuff. Thank you for that. Whoever brought that up, I know Cal, you mentioned it as well. Cal, you're welcome to join us again if you'd like on the voice chat. Yeah, so I think it's Tech. So Game Bandits tomorrow. I'll try for Tech Bandits on Friday, but as I say, I've got a 4 a.m. call on Thursday, so God knows when I'm going to get home, and God knows what state I'll be in when I get there. There should be a watch party on Sunday. You're right. What episode are we on, Lady Shelley? What would we have to do on Sunday to talk to Baz about this? Bye all and huzzah, says Miss Lynx. I'm off camping until midweek, so miss out. Well, Gniff, I saved them all to YouTube as well. If you want to grab them, you can do that. Episode 13, Sanctuary. Sanctuary. She gave me sanctuary. Water. All right, everybody. Thank you very much. Huge, again, the usual spiel. DStat, thank you very, very much for my sponsorship level patronage, for your sponsorship level patronage on Patreon. Thank you to all of our Patreons. Maybe skip that. Maybe get that on the GoFund to Mr. Hogan this time around. But yes, thank you all the Patreons who have done that and who allow. Well, these chats I do anyways. But the Tech Bandit stuff that I do Tuesdays and Wednesdays, and the fact that you will allow me to do things like tiny cams and switchers and all sorts of robots and stuff. I thank you very much for that. It makes my life an incredible joy, and it seems to impress a couple of kids at the same time. So maybe get a couple of scientists out of the mix. So thank you to Patreons. Thank you to subscribers, everyone, obviously, because my portion of these goes to Tech Bandits. The rest of it goes to Baz's pocket money, so he can save up and buy games. So many games. And then, of course, everyone who does the PayPal donations on the Tech Bandits as well. Thank you very much. Do check out the Tech Bandits, by the way. So go to thetechbandits.com and check it out. Because who knows? There may be something there that you like, or something that you could help out with. or things you'd like to see, or any of that kind of stuff. So, yeah, so check it out. So, I shall say, until we geek again, cheerio, and... Oh, I got the button ready. And huzzah! Boom!